landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. If you're wondering why the room has a particular theme that doesn't correspond to the current date of Saturday, May 30th, I would direct your attention to the fact that Saturday, May 30th, 2026, it was my time slot in the Cerebral Puzzle Showcase, and I happened to be showcasing a puzzle that was very Christmas themed, very appropriate for me, very exciting for me. I had a good time. Several of you showed up, which is amazing. Thank you sincerely to everyone who stopped in, even briefly, during that encounter, or just anyone for showing up at all to these streams. I probably don't say it enough, but I appreciate each and every one of your presence. It's great to have you here. Our community is amazing. I love you all, and it really meant a lot for people to make some extra time in their schedule for something that was very special and important to me. Yeah, so that should be available on YouTube probably around the same time that this is. So if you're confused, you can check that out there. Yeah, apparently today's like also the like mod anniversary for both Demolition and Cotillion to a degree that is like genuinely confusing to me. It's like Cotillion's like 10-year mod anniversary and Demolition's 7, and I'm like, in what world did they both become modded on the same day of the year, 3 years apart? Like, there are reasons why Cotillions might have lasted longer, but like that math doesn't make any sense. That's like an absurd coincidence. Speaking of absurd coincidences, you know what my phone reminded me of today? What was happening on May 30th, 2025, exactly a year ago to the day? Does anyone want to hazard a guess what happened exactly a year ago today on this, the day of the Cerebral Puzzle Showcase? Still in the Earthworm grind. I mean, it's certainly it's a new cult sensation. Somnium's a reasonable guess. Not dramatic enough, though. Exactly 1 year ago today, the ceiling of my kitchen caved in on my mother's head because I had an emergency plumber job that went completely sideways. Well, I suppose it went completely vertical, but like in a super unhappy bad direction, which was on my mom's head, which isn't where the ceiling goes. It's supposed to stay up there so that when I, go to raise the roof, there aren't logistical issues. So, kind of a dramatic tonal shift there. It's been a year already. Yeah, for some reason, like that was so traumatic that my ability to like assess at what point that happened in last year was a struggle. There was like some point near the end of the year where like I was trying to like figure it out, and my mom, who had a ceiling fall on her head, was like, no, it was like obviously May. I'm like, okay, I take your word on that, but like I don't, for some reason I can't comprehend that. Were you to tell the ceiling where it can and can't live? The guy who paid for it, and also the guy who had to deal with like two of the worst plumbers of all time. Yeah, one other thing I wanted to just remembered it was near my birthday. That is fair. Things like that are helpful to contextualizing things. Which is also relevant to the puzzle we were doing on the Cerebral Puzzle Showcase of sorting someone's like entire life history through Christmas cards that a loved one had sent them under the guise of being from Santa Claus. And so like we had to piece together like when they happened to put them back in order when they got scrambled by unhappy circumstances. Zachary says, having a plumber come by this week, sink in the laundry room isn't just leaking anymore. Hot water tap is fully open and won't budge. Oh, that's not good. I've had some water problems in my time, as you may or may not know. That's not a good one. Having up the water bill and gas bill since it is hot water. That it would do that. That checks out. I hate that for you and for all. The only other immediate order of business I had to attend to before starting the game, which again is the case of the Golden Idol. We'll get to that briefly. Um, but so late in yesterday's stream, I mentioned offhandedly that one of the neighborhood cats that likes to live around my house is pregnant, and I managed to get a decent photo of pregnant cat to put on the Discord, which you may or may not have seen. But it's been nagging at me all week. I feel like there is some optimally comedic way to describe the process of like gestating kittens like in some like stupid internet fashion. What I mean is like I'm trying to think of the ideal way to be like that cat is busy like building cats or like constructing kittens. I need your help, and it probably won't get done all at once, but like I think we need to workshop what is the best most optimal way to describe the process of inaugurating kittens. um as I said yesterday, I've looked this up recently, and apparently cats gestate for like 2 months, which is like insane. Uh, did not see that. Can you hold your phone photo up to the screen? Probably. I'm not sure I'm doing that. I mean, you're my mom, so I can also like definitely just like show you that or send that to you or something. Hang on. What's the smart? Here's what's the dumbest way I can do it? Give me a second. Sure. This'll work. This is how technology is. It's definitely not blurry for some, I don't know, just screen on screen action. It doesn't translate very well. Constructing kittens is a little bit of alliteration. That's true. You've heard about Cat in the Hat, but what about Cat in a Cat? That's not bad. It's obviously wordy. Hey, did you know they're making a new Cat in the Hat movie? Who for who? For who is that happening? Like, I don't know, man. Like, is that a movie that needs to be remade for every generation? It's based on a book that's like 15 pages long or something. I don't know. I'm not trying to besmirch Cat in the Hat. I just like I'm not in this age, in this day and age, where people don't want to spend like any money to make like a mediocre movie. For some reason, we're spending money on like a 15-page book to like reinvent the wheel with Cat in the Hat. This time with like Bill Hader, but for some reason, like he's putting on a voice so you can't even tell it's Bill Hader. We watched the Cat in the Hat movie as an adult, and it was somehow worse than I remember. Okay, which one? I assume you're talking about the like Mike Myers one. Isn't there like at least one other one since just like the like Grinch era animated one? I think there's like another one between that and the new Bill Hader one that I saw a trailer for not that long ago. Incidentally, that reminds me of like another thing that I did want to mention. So God, it was only like 7 days ago was the Mandalorian day where I saw Mandalorian and Grogu with my mom as like a sort of belated birthday activity. And uh when we went, there was a strange experience. Well, there were two. One was during the movie close to the end. There was like a segment where like an action sequence like kicked up where like there was basically like a spaceship chase sort of thing, and the sound in the theater cut out, and so it was just like dead silent like Star Wars ships like rocketing around for a few minutes. And like some random member of the audience was really funny and was just like at one point just started going like pew 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 pew, which was, I appreciated the energy was good. um but also like a much like less remarkable thing that really struck me was like they goofed something up at the start too, where like they waited until like the very last minute to put on like, you know how forever, if you weren't like born tomorrow like the kittens will be or whatever, um like there's like a series of like ads and whatever like before the trailers, which are before the movie. It's kind of like a multi-step process. So they waited like a really long time to start that, and they like started that like sequence of like 15 minutes or whatever like around the time that yeah, and Nicole Kidman is there. Exactly. You know what's up, Dracula. And so they started that process like around the time the trailer should have started. And then when they like got to the end of it, they just like didn't show any trailers, which is like kind of like an easy thing to just sort of like tune out because like it's all just like not the movie you paid to go see. So you're just sort of like, oh, thank God the movie's here. But like that might be like maybe the second time in my entire life that that's happened. Like that they just like didn't put on any movie trailers for that particular movie. But yeah, taking a step back, like I don't think I ever actually saw all the way through the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat movie, but like I'm pretty sure that the Game Grumps had like I want to say they had like Dan Harmon as a guest on their video game computer show, and like collectively they were playing through the like Cat in the Hat video game that is based on that Cat in the Hat movie. And like I don't remember very much other than it being like exactly the quality you expect when I describe that to you. Like when I describe that situation, you're definitely not thinking like, "Oh, what an interesting game that I should check out for myself." Zega says, I don't go to the theater often, but the last couple times I did, I was shocked by how late people were showing up. Like a fair number of people were still coming in 10 entire minutes into the actual film itself. There is something interesting about that. I do feel like that's become more common. I don't know why. I feel like I should be able to intuit some reason for that, but like I do feel like I see that considerably more often than I did at like any point before the pandemic. I don't specifically think that the cause of that has anything to do with the pandemic, but like who knows, man. Zega also said, I don't know what my birthday activity will be, but not being at work is enough for me anyways. Hey, wait, did somebody say birthday?
Ole!
It's Zacula's favorite. I don't know why. Hey, Cotillion, you're just in time. We haven't started the game yet, but I was having some random assorted movie thoughts. But yes, I did already make mention, and I did want to put emphasis on. Well, it's just I don't know why, because it's so wonderful. I mean, the thing that's funny to me, Zacula, is I can't stress to you enough that like I at one point in my life just made a conscious decision that I was going to replay through the entire Telltale Sam and Max series so that I could introduce the people who watch my streams to the mariachis from Sam and Max. And like you missed that particular entire story arc, but for some reason you are also like enamored with like my favorite thing from that like entire series of video games. Like you don't have, as far as I know, you don't have the context for what that is, but like you're just like, yes, that is my favorite. But yeah, I mean, I know I did make mention of it a little earlier in the stream, but I do just want to again say a really sincere thank you. One, for everyone just being here at all, and even for the people who aren't here presently, the people who take the time to stop in every now and then. But like, just putting up with the really aggressive alerts in chat telling people about CPS and stuff repeatedly. I just really wanted the time slot was like a little out of our wheelhouse, and so I just wanted to make sure that people would be informed so that if they wanted to join that they could. But it means a lot that people took the time to do it, and I really appreciate it. But I also just really appreciate everyone showing up, and Cotillion did give some subs like right around the time that the earlier stream ended. I just wanted to call some attention to that. Also, last night, like right as I was like getting on some rant, I think it was my rant about like please watch the Cerebral Puzzle Showcase stream tomorrow. Devilish had gifted a sub, and I forgot to circle back around to that. So thank you for that. But also, you don't have to spend money to support the stream. I appreciate you folks just hanging out and being here to have a good time, which hopefully you will have. And perhaps you already had earlier today when we were playing Slime in the Ice Machine, which incidentally, still got a command for that. I disabled the CPS one. Thank you for the 100 bits demolition. Not trying to fish, but I do appreciate the generosity in its many forms. But yeah, the demo for Slime the Ice Machine is now available. The devs mentioned to me today that like they've really been on like high like alert for the demo was like a big push for them. And so like now their plan is to sort of like get back to like proper game development. Not that I necessarily think they stopped in the interim, but like I think they had split focus because this was important to them, and I'm really, really excited to have been part of that. I really genuinely believe in the game. Everything I've seen from it so far is really exciting, and I don't know. I think they lucked into just like this community is exactly the right home for that. So cool. Let's get started with the curse of the case of the golden. I don't know why. Listen, hey, can anyone help me out? Does anyone have any idea why I'm convinced that there is a game called The Curse of the Golden Idol? Because I'm pretty sure that's not actually true, but like I'm convinced that it is. I mean, this name is similar, granted, The Case of the Golden Idol, but like because the Golden Idol is clearly cursed. I mean, that's fair, but like even before I was playing the game and like understood that it was basically about a cursed idol, I still just like was completely convinced that like the game was called The Curse of the Golden Idol for like no reason. Desperately in love with the goth lady from the video game, and the devs are aware of that, which is fun. They also told me something afterwards, which I am not sure that I could share yet, but like, man, you're just gonna love it. Like, just, I have no idea when if there's a specific targeted release date for the game or whatever, but like, I am stoked. I'm really, really excited. Makes it sound more intriguing and more like a puzzle. I guess you're not wrong. I mean, the Case of the Golden Idol still kind of sounds like a mystery thing, which is very puzzle adjacent, right? But like, the Curse of the Golden Idol does have a certain intrigue to it intrinsically. Okay, so where are we at in terms of recap? Is one necessary? Probably not. So interestingly, last night we did the Spider of Alanka DLC, which conveniently, for the sake of recap, is just like a prequel to the game proper. So I think I'll just like really briefly summarize like what the history of the Golden Idol is from our perspective as the collective entity known as the Vasco da Gamer Video Game Computer Show. Starting at the beginning of the timeline, some individuals who had like a shady organization of sorts were aware of the existence of the Golden Idols, which are supposedly like an advanced technology from a like I guess it's like an island. Like there's like a nation, the Lemurians or the Lemurians. I don't know. I've been kind of interchanging it because like I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. But like they allegedly in the past had this super advanced technology in the form of the Golden Idols that they like forgot how to construct or operate, and like people kind of think it's mythological now. You may have heard a story like that before. But certain individuals have heard these tales and believe that they're true, and so they orchestrated this plan to get in close with these like high-ranking members of like the spiritual community within Lemuria, and try to obtain such an idol. And ultimately, they managed to sort of trick them into providing a location for the idol, and then simultaneously lured them into a trap where that like high priest guy took the fall for some of his own past crimes. Then he went on an expedition. Like two members of that organization went on an expedition together. They fought to the death over the Golden Idol, and Albert Cloudsley ended up with it, and then the rest of the game proper sort of follows the procedure of that being handed among his heirs when he passed, and then ultimately ends up in the hand of this organization called the Brotherhood. And someone there secretly uses the idol to try and demonstrate that they are capable of performing miracles, which allows them to ascend to the Brotherhood's highest rank. Then they performed some political chicanery to remove some of their political idols, again conveniently like framing one for their own crimes, including the murder of the other potential political rival. And as a result, they sort of took power in this fictional depiction of London and formed a society where like, I'm trying to think of the word that they used, virtues, where virtues are king, and violating the virtues has your life force absorbed by the golden idol and contributed instead to someone else. But then hubris was sort of their undoing. The guy who had led that scheme sort of thought he could have it all and tried to woo his like childhood sweetheart, who had since married his like cousin after he had like faked his own death to avoid consequences of his own actions. And basically it turned out bad for everyone, including the golden idol itself, which was destroyed in a cannon blast. And that's like the last we saw of it in chronological order, since the last DLC was like a prologue to the events we'd already seen. So at this point, I really have no idea what to expect of the final DLC for this game, the Lemurian Vampire. And now we will find out together what happens in the Lemurian Vampire. And maybe one of you can tell me how to pronounce it. Well, I'll click on this boat with an eye on it. Everything changed from the Fire Nation attack. You know, I expect more people to enjoy that reference than actually seems to be the case. I feel like I say it all the time and people like don't even like crack a smile. They're like, what? Who is this lunatic referencing an old Nickelodeon cartoon? It is too dangerous to approach the island in the storm, most Radiant Raja. We must. I am out of time. I hear and obey. So these folks were in the prologue, so maybe it circles back around to them. This Raja pissed me off big time because I couldn't figure out where his kingdom was located geographically, and it ended up being a big problem. Good lord, that guy looks bad. He's been going through it. Yeah, let's see what happens. The enigmatic exploration in a harmonious island commune. Huh. Not exactly the vibe I was expecting. Well, there's a whole shipwreck over there, and for some reason I don't care about any other details of that whatsoever. Please do not harm us. We barely survived the storm. We are unarmed and come in peace. This is, Zweihander Kira, I think? The young, the like, son of the, High Priest, who at this point in time, I'm presuming has probably perished after being framed for crimes. January 10th, 1741. I don't remember when the events of the end of the prologue happened. This is definitely still before the game, though. Like, the main game. I think. Wasn't... Certainly before most of it. Like, the later parts of the game were definitely in, like, the 1750s. It is day 55 of my imprisonment. We have been at sea for 2 weeks, and apparently Monkey Paw Island is within you gotta be careful about Monkey Paw Island. Today, the Blade Master G played some Pawjack with me and shared his stories of con... I have to say, as an avid enthusiast for card games, the card game introduced during the last DLC, Pawjack, is incredibly basic. It seems like something you would probably not enjoy playing for, like, long periods of time on a boat ride. But I guess you're kind of a captive audience. Played Pawjack with me and shared stories of his conquest. There is something noble about this man. January 11th, 1741, the next day. It is day 56 of my imprisonment. We were on course to arrive at the island tomorrow. However, a storm is brewing, so I expect we will be delayed a day or two. Tissa continues to promise me riches in exchange for secrets pertaining to the Fountain of Youth. This guy... I think this is the Blade Master? My prince, you are alive. It is thanks to karma that we have evaded death and been brought to the same beach. Giant, I entrust you with guarding and ensuring the safety of the Lemurian priest's son Zubiri Kara. Yeah, that's what I said. Zweihander Kara. The old priest shared with me secrets of the Fountain of Youth, but I suspect he may have disclosed more valuable information to his son. XOXO Raja. My father is dead, Giant. I am the last of the Gamini family. Now you serve only me as my royal blade master. You must address me as Raja. Yeah, this guy kind of sucks. He did a usurping, a clandestine usurping. Oh, there's an up from here. Check out this blonde guy. Who are you? Why have you come to our peaceful island, big wooden staff? Have you forgotten about the importance of sharing? These poor souls have barely survived their ordeal in the storm. We should welcome them to our village, feed them, and tend to their wounds. I like how she comes in with the, like, Barney and Friends energy. This guy's like, you are a threat to our society and way of life. Dangerous outsiders. And she's like, clean up, clean up. I don't remember the rest of the song, but those who know, know. Okay. And then these ones don't have anything interesting to say at all. It's just those two. Oh, wow. Maui wow wow. That's not... That isn't... Huh. Interesting. What? There's like a... Is this... Hang on. Is this... Is all of the DLC one super complicated case? Because, like, these symbols of, like, dot, line, and triangle were on, like, the main page. Am I just, like, trying to sort out everything everywhere all at once? I mean, like, in the past, there's, like, kind of nothing else going on. And yet I'm supposed to be able to find 2 more people. That's really weird and interesting. However, I'm also supposed to be able to find, like, 28 other words and, like, 2 other mysteries. But, like, in Dot, there's, like, nothing else to do. So I guess I, like, have to go to someone else. Guess I'll go here. Is this digital graffiti? Tomorrow, your incantation expires, Vito. Well, Vito sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Villain from one of the more recent series. They're all just kind of like syllables now. Your incantation expires sounds like an email you would get in the world of Harry Potter or something. What is that scrawled on the wall? Yesterday, that was clear. Okay, hang on. January 24th, 1741. That's like not that long. Yeah, day 13 on the island. Crouplu was very excited to tell me everything about the purple peas. Oh, that was my favorite team on Legends of the Hidden Temple. What was your favorite colored vegetable? That's how that show worked, right? It is fascinating that with very little tending, they provide so much nutrition to everybody in the Valley Commune. I enjoyed chatting with him because people are somewhat secretive here. January 25th, 1741. It is day 14 on the island. It amazes me how harmonious and calm life is in the village. Every adult has to work, no matter their lifespan. But it is not arduous. Perhaps this is how life should always be. Who are these people? They are Lemurians, but I have not heard their dialect anywhere. Locals are enigmatic about their history, but I overheard a child chanting. The Exodus came first, then finding of accursed, last tragedy dispersed. Well, it rhymes, I guess. Chattlers, who wrote Vasco sucks on the wall, and what even is that? What great questions. It's super rude, but, like, they just keep writing. I just can't clear it fast enough. Good to see you. How you doing today? This person has something to say. Once you have lived here long enough, you will understand. Sorry I have to run. Kula gave me a lot of tasks today. I better not cross her. Go up again. Them's the peas. I wonder if there's any relation between the purple peas and the, like, I have no mouths and I must peas. There's a lot going on over here. These are not purple peas that the Swordmaster has. Yes, I did as Verlis asked and brought the repair materials to Vito's dwelling. But tell me, are those really rubies and sapphires and golden coins that the children are playing with? Oh god. What's going on here? You don't need to know how to read, silly. Just look at the pictures. They all make sense. Auntie isn't scared compared to Sterna. Sterna told my mom off yesterday, and my mom cried. She cried. Truly could have done without any animation. I do not like how everyone is like... I mean, to be honest, and I've said it before, and there are many good things to say about the case of the Golden Idol. Personally, I do just find the art style really off-putting. And as I think we've already discussed in one of the previous installments, like, they really heavily feature in their key artwork, like, one of those masks from the Brotherhood of some, like, evil-looking, like, pickle monster. And, like, I've never seen anyone respond positively to it. Which, it's just so funny to me that they're like, yeah, this is it. This is the selling point. And, like, it turns out to be a great game that anyone who's ever played it has said great things about. But, like... Also, I just feel like they're not doing themselves any favors because, like, I feel like there's an almost universal sense that the art style is upsetting. Okay, there's like 1,000 pictures. Hold on. That one... Wait. Each picture is worth exactly one word. Write this down. Community. From. Sentinel. Banishes. Lemurian. Tower. Well, I mean, that resolved quickly, I suppose. To be fair, the content is a little off-putting, so it matches. I wouldn't exactly say that you're wrong, but, like... I'd describe it almost more like passively off-putting. I mean, like, the fact that there's, like, murder and betrayal is, like, not, like, cozy games, certainly. But, like... I don't know. When I think of, like, off-putting, I'm usually thinking of some, like, horror that's just, like, upsetting to, like, think about or witness. You know, like, a game that's really, like, brutal or like, graphic or, you know, like an upsetting, like, eldritch horror. Like, I don't know. It's, like, not... Like, the content's, like, not that much more upsetting than, like, an Agatha Christie mystery. It's just, like, a little more complicated. We should stop playing. I have to practice our history tiles or Auntie Lavu won't be happy with me. I wish I knew how to read so I could order them by their names. Ancestors, Brute, Discovers, Emerges, Dweller, Protection. You mean these shiny bits and pieces? They're scattered around everywhere. Mata has taught us that the children can play with these trinkets as long as they are big enough so the children cannot choke on them. Good rule. Sound basis for society. Reject with Apollo lately? I mean, I haven't been back for a while. Not back again. Sometimes I think that Kula and Momgo... I think that Kula votes against Momgo just to spite him. They really shouldn't drag you into every small decision. They should be trying to reduce your stress. Thank you for your kind words, but it was a short vote. Sometimes they do bicker, but only because they have the best interests of our commune at heart. Man, that man's chewing on his own disdain. That's a lot. Yeah, Zakula's not a fan either. Even the senior villagers have to work for their food despite their age. But I haven't seen that old man do anything useful around here. Is he sick? Be respectful, Tissa. In time you will learn our ways. Can you stop pushing this empty cart around and do some real work? Zarno will not be happy if you continue to shirk your duties, and you will not get supper. Zarno is my favorite Sean Connery film. If you're not familiar. The actual film is Zardoz, and it's not anyone's favorite, but it's amusing to me. Oh, this clue's been added to my copybook. Valley Commune laws. Big decisions are voted on by the whole commune. Smaller decisions are decided or voted on by council members. If the council vote is tied, whoever is available from the commune joins the vote. That is a really awkward system of governance. It sounds useful in theory, but like it doesn't sound especially fair in practice. Council responsibilities. Guardian of males represents and cares for the males of the commune. Guardian of females represents and cares for the females of the commune. Guardian of agriculture, responsible for farm work and food allocation. Guardian of children, responsible for health and education of all young. Okay. Presumably I'll have to match some of these completely unfamiliar names to those job descriptions. Okay, these are some vote buckets with, like... This is very amusing to me. This I enjoy. You cast your vote as a hockey puck with your initials on it into the happy guy bucket or the angry guy bucket. This is a solid foundation for government. Okay. I agree with Lavu and vote against as well. We have enough disruption from the people who have washed up on shore. We do not need more change. I have enough on my plate with all 3 newcomers being my responsibility. This guy is the caretaker of males. I don't know his name, though, so that's not helpful. Yes, exactly. Smile and frown. They've also discovered the concept of drama. Year 324. 18 males, 25 females, 12 children. It's an advanced society because they don't gender the children. They let them make their own decisions about them. I'm glad that Satul agreed with me. No good ever comes from pointless tinkering. We should focus on the stability of our commune and leave things that work well alone. Children in the commune. 1 1-year-old, 3 3-year-old, 2 5-year-olds, 6 older than 9-year-olds. We had a good thing going here until we didn't have enough 5-year-olds. 300 plus years with a gene pool of a few dozen people? Yikes. Well, Zacula, I feel like you've highlighted something important. We finally, like, came up with the canon reason why everyone's face looks like that. Stop complaining, Virlis. I have more people to take care of than you, and I manage it just fine. Alright, if this is the result of the vote, I will stop my experiments with the yams. I don't know why that's extremely funny to me. Like, alright, fine, I'll stop experimenting on my yams. But I still believe I could get something tasty and new in a couple generations, which would increase the variety of our food. Now, can we talk about the issue of the lazy newcomer? Going up or down? Do they both go the same place? No, curiously they don't. Oh, but these... Oh, I see. Okay. Still missing 2. Still missing 2 things. 2 of the things. Never stop experimenting with yams. I'm excited to see what your yams produce then, Zacula. 2 things. Missing 2 of the things. Two of them. 2 things. I'm not sure these folks have last names. Although, it is implied that they do. On the child, hold on. Child has been declared in chat. Child. Which one? Which one? Okay. Just making sure that I'm not missing it, because clearly I'm missing 2 clues, so not making the assumption that I know what's going on. Yep, these. Incantation expires. Weird. By the way, what is this like thing happening in the foreground? Did they make like a skate park or something? Made out of like a lasagna of colored something? I don't know. There are a lot of ladies here. Oh, hang on, wait. Figured it out? I'm an idiot? Huh. Tug of war? Not a lot going on here. Uh-oh. They just decreased that guy's life, yo. Oh, it was Golden Idol. I got 2 for 1. Nagana Bringad Bulbasaur. Oh, this guy was playing Pokemon Leaf Green, and he chose Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. I understand. I get it. It looks like the layers of a jawbreaker. Hey, why were Ed and Eddie so obsessed with such a crappy candy? It's such a great question. I never understood that. Like, I always, like, I was never a big Ed and Eddie fan, but, like, I've watched some of it, and, like, I always felt like an outsider, because I was like, jawbreakers, like, don't seem very exciting. Why is this whole show predicated on getting jawbreak? Like, why do people want that? It's, like, practically a punishment. Gonna bring Gad Bulbasaur. So that's his incantation, and it expires. This person is not breathing, gang. Okay. The blank endangers the blank goes in blank, the blank to the blank, until the next time. After the blank was spoken, presumably after the incantation was spoken, the golden idol was activated to reduce lifespan, and Vito died. Whoa, check out this sick technology. Order the tiles chronologically. Expand. What? Since when, do you think? Weird. What is the worst candy in your opinion? Ooh, that should be an easy one, but I kind of don't pay that much mind to candy that I don't like, I guess, is the thing. I'm gonna have to percolate that. That's a good chat discussion. I feel like we've definitely talked about best candy. Worst candy. I mean, I feel like there's 2 categories of worst candy though, right? Like there's like worst candy that you would like accept to eat, like your floor of candy. But then there's also just like conceptually the worst candy that's like so bad you wouldn't even eat it. And you know, like there's a delta there where there's probably like a bunch of candy that you like wouldn't eat. Gotta be Necco wafers. I don't know. Necco wafers don't bother me that much. Oh, it's been like an extremely long time since I've had them. I just like wouldn't go out of my way for them. I don't know. Oh, that's true. I remember the controversy of some aspects of the candy list. Sentinel emerges from tower. Lemurian banishes ancestors. Community discovers something protection. I feel like these have like logical groups to them. I don't know what. It's probably protection. The protection group last. This group middle, the one I put up top. Because, like, this has to be missing in order for him to find it. This kind of has to be at the start of this thought. Discovers... Well, I'm still at more than 2 wrongs, so that's not it. That's not close. Wrong ways in. Worst would be anything with coconut followed closely by anything with marshmallow. I definitely don't go out of my way for marshmallow. It's sometimes tolerable. Are they sentences? Kind of, I think. I'm a little confused as to exactly. Community discovers. No, hold on. Sentinel protection, maybe? Maybe the other way? Dweller ancestors. Oh. Dweller banishes Lemurian ancestors. Dweller is confusing here, but we've managed to look into this somehow. Psycho says, I think candy corn is egregiously terrible. This is a surprisingly hot take in this community, mostly because Neko is really enamored with the concept of candy corn after it like plays like a pivotal part in the lore of Costume Quest, like a series of Halloween light RPG games that are pretty fun. What's interesting to me, and Tech backs me up on this, I think Tech's the one who backs me up on this. Not like a huge fan of candy corn, don't hate candy corn. But the same company uses like the same material to make these little pumpkins, which are adorable. They're very cute. But also like something about that distribution of the candy is just better. Which is not dissimilar to, in my estimation, like the miniature Reese's, the like really small ones, like I don't like very much because they don't have the right balance of like peanut butter and chocolate, and I feel like it's along those lines. Sentinel discovers. Dweller banishes Lemurian ancestors. Brute emerges from the tower. Sentinel discovers. Community discovers protection. I mean, protection probably lasts, huh? Swap ancestors and community. Well, so not only do they kind of form sentences, but like they also, like the pictures just tell something in a relevant order, I think. Also, hi Nauseum, welcome. This game is so good. If you're already familiar with it, you may know that we're on what I think is the last DLC, the Lemurian Vampire. Dweller banishes Lemurian ancestors. That row seems right, even though like Dweller and them starting there feels weird to me. Brute emerges from towers. Sentinel discovers... I already tried switching the last two, didn't I? Protect... Yeah, it doesn't... Sentinel discovers... Community discovers... It's close enough that I have a hard time knowing what's like maybe Dweller? Maybe Dweller and Lemurian. Huh. Oh, maybe Dweller and Lemurian. I feel like, I mean, you might be right. No, apparently not. I mean, like, that feels conjugated weirdly, but, like, that makes sense. Like, them getting on the boat, then them all on the boat. But then I guess... Ancestors... I mean, that can't be right. I don't know, I think the top row's right. Or... Is it possible it's like... I don't really know a way not to brute force this, because you're kind of just going off of vibes, right? So dude sees the flower and puts this on. And then he says the word, and the word banishes him. That feel conjugated weirdly. English be like that sometimes. Yeah, but this game has actually been really consistent about if something is conjugated, like, weirdly in one of these, it pretty much definitely means that you have the wrong thing. Community discovers sentinel protection. I don't think that can be right because only 2 slots are wrong. And that would require moving 3 things, right? Even though, like, I sort of conceptually agree that... This doesn't seem like it should be that hard. Can someone help me out with, like, why... Like, this picture doesn't feel like it fits, like, literally anywhere in this whole pictograph. Swap sentinel and community. I think I did that. Did I not do that? But, like, how could it not be brute emerges from tower, right? Like, it feels like that has to be true. Or maybe... Dweller banishes Lemurian ancestors. So they are doing fine in a cave, and then they... Dweller has to go somewhere else, right? Yeah, Brute banishes Lemurian ancestors. Dweller emerges from town. Okay, I see what I did wrong here. Yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. What? Does that do anything for me other than, like, solve this panel? It gives me some context. And then if we... So the thing that's funny is, like, they've, like, anthropomorphized the idol into, like, a spooky monster for their drawings. Hey, Neko, welcome to the stream. No worries about missing the showcase. The video is available if you want it. It seems like it went well. I had a good time. The people who made it out seem to like the game as well, which is great. I do continue to encourage folks to check out Slime in the Ice Machine on Steam. Wishlist it. Try out the demo if you want it. It's gonna be great. Banishes Lemurian ancestors. Emerges from the tower. I don't think this actually tells me that much. Like, honestly, like, I sort of got the sense of this already. But, like, maybe it's, like, relevant lore. Guardian of Males. Let's go back to Snap back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity. Let's go to line and then go to the vote at 13:30. No one will appreciate that joke, but it's one of my favorites. KS, KZ, VM, SV, LM. So KS, KZ. Made that look difficult. Zarno will not be happy if you continue to shirk your duties. Zarno. Zarno is probably this guy. He's the agriculture guy. But that doesn't seem right. I'll pencil that in. Joined the tiebreaker vote. So one of these votes isn't a council guy, huh? Gotta go have dinner with the fam. Have a good time, Cotillion. Thanks for coming by, and thanks again for 10 years of mod support. It's insane. Literally insane. Zoom in on the vote. It's so insane. Oh yeah, someone had an observation. God, I'm just never gonna click the right shortcut. Sometimes I think that Kula votes against Momgo just to spite him. Shouldn't drag you into every small decision. They should be trying to reduce your stress. So this guy joined, the old guy. Anyone have any idea what the old guy's name was? I don't feel like I have a sense of that. You said something about him. Is he sick? Stop pushing an empty cart around and do some work. None of that really says anything. Fearless asked and brought the repair materials to Vito's dwelling. Verlis and Vito. Verlis and Vito. Mata taught us that the children can play with these trinkets. Okay, so Mata... I'm going to say that if Mata's weighing in on what the children are allowed to do, Mata is probably guardian of the children. Which would also mean that Mata is... Hold on. No, you have the, like, list of the children. It's probably you. So you're probably Mata then, right? Probably? Probably Mata? Where's Mata? Mata. The old guy should be thrown into the volcano. It wouldn't be a very helpful name. It's a little too long, you know? Well, so...
Shavul, who was a mole man.
If the old guy was involved in the vote, and he was a tiebreaker, that would have to mean that he voted no, right? Also, considering his age and general appearance, he could be Shavul, who was a mole man. That's a good guess, Zach. LM. SV. Momgo. So Momgo is a last name. So maybe that other name that was observed is a last name? Kula votes against Momgo. Kula. Literally impossible. Kula is a first name. People who voted yes. Not you. Satul agreed with me. Satul. So you voted no. You voted no. Stop complaining, Verlis. Verlis is the blonde guy. I made a note of that, but I didn't put his name anywhere. Verlis, he, I believe, is guardian of the males. Is Verlis a first name? Maybe. Slightly unclear. No, wait. Satul is a first name, but it could be Satul Verlis. And they did agree, and Actually, yeah. Those two agreed, and then the old man was with them, and the other two voted yes. Right? Is probably how that went. So I think the blonde guy is the Tool Verlis. What a good game this is. Isn't this a good game? Rate this game. You've seen me play it. Maybe you've played it yourself. I think she's Mata. But if she voted no, then Mata is 100% a last name. So these two both have names that start with K. Wait a minute. I have another last name that ends in M. So that would mean that the old guy's last name is Mongo? That doesn't make sense. Who votes against Mongo? To spite him. Mongo's a guy, by the way. Mongo is a guy. Of which there are not many. So, like... Is Zarno Mongo? Literally not possible. Thanks for playing. Also, Zarno's a last name too, right? So Mongo's a guy. Doesn't Mongo have to be the old guy? I've clearly done something wrong, because that doesn't make any sense. Why would you say that to him? And also Mongo would, like, have to be one of the, like, elders or what have you. Yams are last names. Mongo is a guy. I think that... So, Zarno is on the young Raja Tissa's face. Because he doesn't do enough work. And then... the agriculture guy complained about that. I think I may have drawn an incorrect conclusion from that. I think it's possible that agriculture guy is Mongo. And then the guardian of the females is Zarno? Is that possible? Yes, I believe that is possible. The names I have: Kula and Kruplu. I don't know why Kruplu just sounds like a cereal to me. Anyone getting down with Kruplu? Follow your nose to Kruplo? Kruplo, Krupaduplo. Not Zarno, Kruplo. Mata, Kruplo. Sterna. It isn't scary compared to Sterna. Sterna told my mom off. My mom cried. Sterna. Sterna could be like guardian of the females. Is SZ one of them? No. Sterna V. No. Wait, who's Sterna? Crap, who's Sterna? Sucks here. Hold on. This one. Sterna? Sterna is not necessarily a woman. Because he used like a bunch of female coded words, like I kind of made an assumption there. Sterna could be the old guy, frankly. Or Sterna could be the last name of this guy, who's the agriculture guy. That's not possible. Who's Momgo? Momgo sucks. I hate that guy. This is an interesting puzzle, but I reserve the right to be mad, is all. I have to practice history tiles or Auntie Lavu. Lavu. Won't be happy with me. Auntie Lavu deals with the children. Lavu Mata? Lavu Mata is sounding pretty good right now. Or maybe I'm thinking of some kind of Indian dish, because that sounds a little bit like that. You Lavu Mata. Lavu Mata. Wookie Solo. Momgo. Friggin' Momgo. Get a load of this Momgo over here. So I got an SV and an LM. So I got a VM to deal with. Which... Vito... Vito Momgo. I gotta disambiguate Kula and Kruplu. Do I have a way of doing that? Where did I even get either of those names? I'm Kruplu for Cocoa Puffs. I think that's why it feels like a cereal word. I did as Verlis asked and brought the repair materials to Vito's dwelling. Vito's dwelling. Who asked? Verlis. Guardian of the males. As for the guardian, that feels plausible. This guy might be Vito Momgo. So, one of those K names has to be the old guy, right? No. What? No. Hang on. What? What am I doing? Okay, it's KZ. That can't be right. This Momgo thing is pissing me off. Peeving me to the max. I think that Kula votes against Momgo to spite him. So Momgo is a guy. I feel like I'm missing important information about the old guy. Which could very well mean something important. Specifically, if we go up, and we go to the future. Is this the old guy? Is there a way I could tell that? Vito. I'm pretty sure I've somehow worked out that Vito Momgo has to be one full name because Verlis has to be the... I'm pretty sure the blonde guy is like Verlis. Is it possible? Is there like a color code to like the votes? Not that I'm like aware of. Responsible for farm work and food allocation. Responsible for health. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there that's like not obvious. So I'm hung up here for the reason that like I kind of thought that the old guy was Mongo, but like the thing that this lady says doesn't make any sense if that's true. Sometimes I think Kula votes against Mongo just to spite him. They shouldn't drag you into every small decision. They should be trying to reduce your stress. Kula votes against Mongo to spite him. So Mongo is a guy. Kula. But he says he agrees with Lavu. This man says he agrees with Lavu. Right. So they voted against. Uh-huh. Right. Okay. SV. Vito Mongo. Vito Mongo is the agriculture guy. Zarno. What's Zarno's deal? What's Zarno's whole deal? Zarno is the guy. Zarno will not be happy if you continue to shirk your duties, and you will not get suppers. See, that's really ambiguous and not helpful. The coolest woman in Momgo is the angry man. I assume you mean the guy on the right, who is the agriculture guy? It's kind of what I have. Kula votes against Mongo. But so these two voted no. But that would make her... The woman on the right... Sarah says the woman on the right is Kula Sternum. I mean, Kula Sternum sounds plausible. Okay. So the issue we're voting on is the Yams. This guy wanted the Yams. So he is KS or KZ, isn't he? He can't be Vito Mongo. Right? He has to be pro-Yams. How would he not be pro-Yams? So he says, why do some people insist on making what should be a simple transaction take 1 million years? Put your card in the machine, bro. But, like, that's how they get all your stuff. Oh, so, God, I haven't been focusing enough on chat. Thank you, Keen. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by earlier. Yeah, so, sorry if you felt at all excluded from us getting the early start. It was just, I know that I couldn't really proceed with the stream until I had done the background bit that I think I'd already started when you logged in, like, right on time. But also the segment ahead of me in the Cerebral Puzzle Showcase, I did like 4 minutes early, and I was like, This Mongo thing is pissing me off, man.
Patton Oswalt?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Mongo has to be someone who voted no. So Mongo can't be... I agree with Lavu. But she's Lavu, isn't she? Why do I think she's Lavu? What's the reason I think that she's Lavu? Did I just make that assumption? No, there's got to be something. Tell me something about Lavu. Remind me. Lavu. Baweep, Granaweep, Lavu. Anti-Lavu. So Lavu's a woman for sure. If you practiced history tiles or anti-Lavu won't be happy with me. It feels like Lavu's gotta be the childcare lady, right? But if he agrees with Lavu, then that means that he's gotta be SV, because she says she's glad Satul agreed. Although, what if the old man is Satul? What if the old man is Satul? And then this guy is... Mongo? What did I do there? Stop complaining, Verlis. No, wait. Verlis. No, Verlis has to be someone in the room because she's mad about his complaining. But it is plausible. I mean, this guy clearly lost the vote. He lost the Yam vote at 1330. Lavu. I might be too stupid. I might be too stupid for this. This is making me insane. I mean, I've had a long day. I'll grant me that. But, like, I can't figure this out. I feel like someone is lying. I feel like some piece of evidence here is not correct. Because I can't figure this out for the life of me. Black hair is cat. Okay, I need you to present some reasoning. Because, like, I know you're doing something in the back. I have not figured out anything that helps me disambiguate Kula and Kruplu, like, at all. I don't... Kula votes against Mongo despite him. Kula. Guardian of females. Stop complaining. I have more people to take care of than you. Burles. So even though she's not confronting Momgo, she could be Kula for the reason that she voted against Momgo, who is the no, but Momgo can't be. Well, Momgo can't. I don't. But Momgo can't be the vegetable guy, because he has to be pro Yams. Read the dialogue again. Which dialogue would you like me to read? I agree that like we have to take a new approach. It's hard not to just take this in piecemeal. I feel like everything I put in here makes sense, but then it's what makes sense doesn't solve the puzzle somehow. It's the one where the dude said the thing. All right, narrow it down slightly further, a little further than that. All of them in the room. All of them in the room. That's a start. Okay, great. Blonde guy on the left. I agree with Lavu. And vote against as well. We have enough disruption from the people who washed up on shore. We do not need more change. I have enough on my plate with all three newcomers being my responsibility. What we know is that the blonde guy voted against, which is presumably Sad Blue Bowl. And also, we know that blonde man is the guardian of dudes. I think that we are supposed to take from this third dialogue, stop complaining, Verlis. I have more people to take care of than you, and I manage just fine. So she has to be either the guardian of children or the guardian of women. But this lady has the children rankings or something. So I believe that this lady telling off Verlis is the caretaker of women. And so if she is talking to Verlis saying that she has more charges because there's more women here, then the blonde guy is Verlis, and that Verlis is the guardian of males. And we know from looking at the bowls that the only Verlis is a last name paired with S. Which could only be Sterna or Satul. Is it possible that it's Sterna? Let me go find Sterna. Auntie isn't scary compared to Sterna. Sterna told my mom off. Nah, Sterna sounds like Sterna's a woman, right? Because, like, it sounds like it's the guardian of women. Which would mean Sterna, yeah, Sterna Zarno. SZ. Is that vote consistent at 1330? No. That's nothing. I mean, Zarno could be the wrong part. K do we think goes with Sterna? Auntie Lavu. I think Lavu is the guardian of kids. Lavu has to be Mata because Momgo is a guy. BMLM SV KSKZ. But the problem is that the old man cannot be KZ, because then he wouldn't be a tiebreaker vote. That doesn't make any sense. Like, the old man has to be one of these votes. But he also can't be Momgo. I'm pretty sure Momgo has to be the vegetable man. Is it the votes that are wrong? Am I misunderstanding the votes? Blonde guy says he votes against. Against has to be sad man, right? Like, what? Why would against be happy? What are your thoughts on the game and the DLC? Well, I'm like hard stuck on this, so it's a little hard to give much of a sense. I mean, I'll say this. Considering that this is ostensibly like the last segment of the game is like this DLC, I think this is an appropriate challenge level. It's a lot, though. I kind of felt like the first DLC last night in some places was like a little easy, and like in some places was kind of like an artificial kind of difficulty I wasn't totally happy with. Like the first DLC wasn't like bad, but it was like a little disappointing. This, it's hard for me to cast judgment on because I'm too stupid for it. Can we do each of them in order? Okay. First guy, blonde guy. I agree with Lavu and vote against. He has the responsibility of all three of the newcomers who are men. Second character, woman. I am glad that Satul agreed with me. We should focus on the stability of our commune and leave things that work well alone. That's fine. The important things are, woman voted in agreement with Satul, and presumably is the caretaker of children because she has like paperwork. The third woman, stop complaining, Verlis. I have more people to take care of than you, and I manage it just fine. And this guy, fourth guy, if this is the result of the vote, I'll stop my experiment with the Yams. Can we talk about the issue of the lazy newcomer? So the main thing that we know is really just that he's in agriculture, but presumably he voted for. So his name should be KS or KZ. But we also know that Vito Momgo has to be a man. But we also know that the blonde guy... Don't we know he's Verlis? So he can't be Momgo. No, wait, he could be Verlis Momgo. Is that possible? Maybe. This guy has to be KS or something. So this would be... the old man would be Satul. Satul, Satul Vito? Verlis Mongo. So that would mean it would have to be the... Yeah, that would make sense. The guardian of females seems like she doesn't get along with the guardian of males. So then she would be... Kula is the one who's not Kula with him? You understand the joke? The very funny joke? Kula Sterna. Which leaves... Kruplu Zarno. Yes! We did it! That's the hardest thing I've done in my entire life! Lord, how's everyone in chat? We got there. It's been like 9 hours. Okay. This guy, we don't... Listen, get out of here. Lavu is correct, I think. Lavu Mata. This guy... Verlis Momgo. Hate this guy. Big loser. This lady is Kula Sterna. This guy is obviously Satul. Baito. What am I missing? Lavu, Mata, Verlis Momgo, Tisagamini, Spirit Kara, Giant, Kula, Sterna, Satul, Baito. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh. No? What'd I do? Oh, I did the wrong K name. Kruplu. Wait. Agriculture. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. I put the old guy's name instead of... Yeah, you're 100%. You got it. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, 3 down. We already did this. God. Okay. Blank went to the blank and spoke to the blank because according to the local tradition, whenever the blank endangers the blank goes in the blank blanket. Oh, God. What a horrible sentence. So... the gray words have to come from this. Spoke the... I mean, the yellow word about speaking is incantation. Twice. So, I think that the clue about the old guy who does nothing suggests that Satul Vito is the guy who, like, goes and challenges the dude in the tower. So he went to the tower and spoke the incantation because according to local tradition, whenever the something endangers the community, the sentinel goes and banishes the dweller to the tower until the next time. Whenever the dweller, and then I need yeah, woo! You were doing a thing. Did we win? Yeah, we won. We're winning, Dad. Woohoo! Man, that sucked, and it was awesome. I mean, that was really satisfying. That sucked to do because I'm just too... I don't know, that was hard. I mean, it's so... When I say it sucked, what I mean is it felt like I made no progress until I suddenly solved it. And then it felt really satisfying, which is kind of difficult to qualify. But overall, I was good. That was like 1 of 3 sections. I'm not sure we're finishing this tonight. Okay, Scroll's been fulfilled. So Satul Vito has the designated sentinel for the Monkey Paw Island community. Was the designated sentinel for the Monkey Paw Island community. When the time came, in accordance with local tradition, he took up his armor and set forth to the tower. There he met his demise when the golden idol was used on him to reduce his lifespan. He didn't have a lot going on. What is Stay and Explore? We've actually used this once. Stay and Explore is, I think, primarily, but you could use it for other things, but I think it's primarily meant for, I think most, but maybe not all of the puzzles in Case of the Golden Idol. If you solve the leftmost scroll, that might be oversimplifying it, but like there's usually like a key scroll, which is like one of these like puzzle segments in the like thinking box, that sort of tells the like the crux, the main story of like the setting that you're in. So like if you are able to solve that, you get like the fulfilled screen and like can move on to the next thing. But that may potentially leave other puzzles unsolved, and so you may wish to like stay behind and solve all of them. Or if you're like psychotic like me and you like solve it through like brute force accidentally, you're like, no, explain how I'm in the south, and then you go back to the island, you're like, oh, okay, I understand. So like Stay and Explore is like literally just like continue to exist here, and then like if you Go back to the home screen, then you're back at the home screen. Here's a beehive lantern, by the way. Satul lived like a sentinel and died like a sentinel. And now I must ask, who is ready to take his place? Who is a bad enough dude to save the president's daughter? This is my chance, I must. As the only royal present, it is clear that I should take the title of sentinel. This actually is like maybe the only like cutscene I've really found interesting, because it actually smooths over the gap between scenes, presumably. Most of them don't manage to do that in my estimation. But also, the Blade Master kind of has a vested interest in being a big tough guy. But like also, based on what we saw in the last scene, like the now Raja sort of assessed like, man, the Sentinel doesn't have to do anything other than be the Sentinel like once a year or something. That sounds sick. I don't want to push this wheelbarrow around. So like you sort of get what's up. Let's go to scene 2. This will take 5 hours. The Lemurian vampire strikes! By the way, thank you again to everybody who is watching and has been watching at any point, including the earlier stream or at any other previous stream. Large door has been forced open. A few fried fish. An empty sack. Big clay jugs filled with some liquid. Am I right? What are we doing? Jars of honey. Have I missed something? I was doing my morning meditation when I heard the noise. A wooden cube consisting of 2 parts. A stone knife. A necklace made of colorful beads. Part of a wooden cube. Not a lot going on there of use. Poor boy, it does indeed seem that the dweller does not look kindly on those who wish to confront it. Now we need another sentinel. I'm gonna need a bigger sentinel. I don't know what the deal with these wood cubes consisting of 2 parts are. Big clay jugs. I feel like you're writing the lyrics to a pop song, Zacula. I want you to keep working on it. I think you got some momentum. I mean, who wants to push a wheelbarrow around? Not me. I definitely want to be the lazy guy. I am not good at stuff. I bet the 2 parts are wood and cube. And that goes on to something too. Okay, cool. Third lady. As I ran here, I did not notice it fly away while you were forcing down the door. Could it still be here, or is it long gone? Part of a wooden cube. We have been punished by the tower dweller. This is its revenge. It has turned our new sentinel to bones and has escaped through the power of flight. That's a sensational sentence, if ever I've heard one. Hold on. First, just minutes ago, we knocked on the door and there was no response. Second, we became worried, so Zubiri and I forced it open. Third, the room was empty but for the sentinel skeleton. Finally, then you started arriving. There's something about the really unnatural way in which this is written that makes me think that this guy is doing, like, Duolingo for the Lemurian language or something. Like a really stilted, sort of forced explanation. A half-eaten fish. Overturned pot of honey. Overturned jug of fruit juice. That sounds rad. The rat is breathing and appears to be deeply asleep. How is that, like, a relevant concern? This is impossible. The prince bolted the door from the inside after his last gift arrived. And Giant and I stood guard the whole night in shifts. Wooden cube, 2 parts. Human skeleton. I mean, honestly, and this sounds like I'm being facetious, but I'm actually glad that it says this, because, like, to look at it in the overworld, I am not convinced that is a human skeleton. The window is a simple opening in the wall. Thanks. Thank you for that. Thanks very much. Ah, brother. Look at these fish. I love the fishes because they're so delicious. Just kidding, I can't eat fish. Hey, sister, look what I caught. This snapper hid a shiny in its mouth. I have a new play stone. I feel like these guys are developing Bakugan, which I'm realizing is actually just marbles. Because it is. Because that's what Bakugan is. Did you have a good sleep? I left before you woke up to get the best fishing spot. Dead fish, stone knife, golden ring with a diamond. Everyone has a lot of rings in this universe. I am well, brother. I hope Tissa learned his lesson, and both will leave me alone now. Wait, what? What's her deal? What's her whole thing? Ah, crap. This is gonna be hard again, isn't it? Okay, the golden idol, he did... Oh, brother. It's set to increase life force, but it's blue. Does that mean... I think that means he's already increased life force? Is that right? By the way, there's a sick boat back here that we're just going to ignore. We're just not going to talk about the boat. Fish's face is my favorite face so far. Sorry, which one of the fish? The one in this guy's inventory? The one that looks like he's drooling because he's dozing off real good? Like it says, the thing about the faces is that you look at the rest of the game, the artists were clearly very talented. I'm sure they are ugly on purpose. I genuinely think that's true. Oh, the dead one inside. This guy. That's a good fish face. No doubt. Can't deny. Tastes better than water, but don't ask me why. Okay, so that goes there. And this goes... I didn't want to have to deal with this. Burial urns. Are you not afraid, looking at the dweller all the time? What if it looks right back and steals your flesh? Do you think that the ancient sentinel bones will protect us? Stone spear? Wooden cube consisting of 2 parts? Tower dweller cannot act from so far away. I have been staring at it all night and nothing has happened. We need only be aware that if the tower dweller moves, then we should run to the village and warn the sentinel. So it hasn't moved. Well, I wasn't worried about it stealing my flesh. Right, Zacula? I'm deeply concerned now. So we know that the shapes are like Lemurian counting. I don't know if that's relevant to our interest. It's like a whole lot of stuff to be discovered. Oh, man. Ah, jeez. This is interesting, though. Show known information. That's like a new button. Does that, like, fill in characters whose, like, faces I've seen before? Katie said, I was going to say that could have been an ape skeleton, but humans are apes. That's true. You might have got me with that. That could have baited me into saying something foolish, but you've just sort of realized the trick. How are you doing, Alcadius? Everything go okay at work? Wait, where did I start? I started at 3? Well, that's interesting. So at 1, this guy was set to decrease life force. And with the red gem, he hadn't done it yet, I think? Burial urns? Okay, not a lot going on there. Oh, it's everyone's favorite. The vote at 13:30. I swear, one of these days, you'll all get that joke. And you'll think it's hilarious. You won't. Just me. I'm the only one who likes that joke. The mottos of the Guardians. Guardian of males. Protect the weak. I don't know. I'm immediately confused by the society. Isn't the law around here that we rob from the weak? Didn't I learn that from some elevated town of some description? Guardian of the females. We listen, we plan, we organize. Guardian of agriculture. The diligent shall have full bellies. Guardian of children. Always preserve the ancient practice. That's interesting. Year 324. 17 males, 25 females, 12 children. We have a vote of 3 for the thing. Enough of this. We must strike and bring down the monster at last. Let's go to war with it. This cube business is gonna chafe my hide. She's got a cool necklace. I don't think it's changed from later. I have a bad feeling about this. What if it puts everyone in the village in danger, including the children? My heart says we should preserve our ancient practice. Well, that is your motto. It's never let us down. This is a terrible idea. Violence is never the answer. No wonder Verlis is so keen on it. But we must forget this plan and return to our usual duties. You gave me your word. I have your promise cube hat. I upheld my end of the bargain and voted against Momgo in the last 3 meetings. I want her. There's a lot going on this scroll or whatever. What do you call it? Like, tablet, I guess? So we have to find her matching cube fragment? Ah, oh, brother. Are you sure you can pull this off, Tissa? If you are, let us try it. I am fluent in the secret language of old Lemurian. The nature of the so-called dweller is clear to me. I will provide the noble Tissa with the right incantations to deal with it. Okay, here's his journal. It is day 26 on the island. The council does not take me seriously. I cannot just go and bring down that thing in the tower. I need the committee's support before I make some changes here. I attempted to walk into Mordor, and for some reason, it didn't work. It is day 27 on the island. Success! Tissa was very receptive to the idea of us destroying the dweller. His motivation may not be as noble as mine, but I must seize any opportunity. Let us hope we manage to convince the council tomorrow. Too long have we lived in fear of our lives. I am your new sentinel, and I say that the next time I am summoned to deal with the tower dweller, I will not banish it, but crush it once and for all. Okay, hold on. So this guy has a half of a cube. He's got... This kind of looks like the title chart from the end of the previous DLC. I feel like that's a match. What do you think, chat? I feel like those cubes fit, you know? I feel like this cube fits this. So that means that he took her away from the guardian of women and then made a weird promise so that she would vote against Momgo. And Momgo, as we all remember after that extremely difficult previous mission, Momgo, of course, we know. Anyone? If the cube fits, you must acquit. I have heard that. What's the whole point of using stones and containers to cast votes to keep it anonymous? Doesn't color coding them and carding everyone's initials defeat the purpose? I mean, I think it's for just keeping track of the vote so you don't have to remember what everyone said in this group of like 4 to 5 people. Okay, hold on real quick. No, I didn't mean to. Just click this, please. Take me to the previous one. Okay, so Momgo, of course, is the guardian of males. We know that. We all know that. There's no question about that whatsoever. So, why did I want to confirm who Mongo was? I had some reason, but I got so distracted by trying to do it. It was in... Oh, it was because I voted against Mongo in the last 3 meetings. So, like, this guy... Okay, so hear me out. My guess is that Tissa, this guy, the son of the Raja, holds a grudge against this dude, the male guardian, the guardian of the males, because this guy was previously trying to enforce that this guy have like some kind of work ethic, and he's a lazy layabout and has no interest in that, and so like he's just spiting him, which by proxy made it seem like she was just spiting him because she agreed to like throw votes on Tissa's behalf for some reason that seems like blackmail or something. Not sure if the mottos matter, but that's fine. Please, no, up arrow. Go to the lake. Something's happening at the lake. There's fish at the lake. Then do not do it, beautiful Sahilia. Follow your heart. No one can make you do something that goes against your nature. You do not know how horrible it is when all the women in the village hate you. Kula invents new lies about me every day, and I cannot take it anymore. But I have found someone who has agreed to help me out and solve this problem once and for all. Anyway, that woman, her name is Sahilia, and I don't have a place to put that, which is a little bit of an issue for me. All right, I think that's everything going on here. I think I checked this. I think I checked this and this. Line time. What's going on over here? Always follow your motto. I'm Kuju for Cocoa Puffs. Dare not try, Sentinel. I will peel your flesh until only bones are left. Seems to have written that on an Etch-a-Sketch. Weird flex, but okay. A massive, seemingly immovable stone door. Ah, man. That's one of the puzzles, is it? No, it isn't. I mean, it looks like a 5-digit combination. I don't know what to tell you. What's going on here? Sahilia, I'm glad you have finally agreed to cooperate. I understand that you want to be concealed. Do not worry, I have done as you instructed. The Een family name will not be tarnished. Okay, hold on. Sahilia Een? That's good, that's great, that's fine. Good, then tell Momgo to come to my hut for your eggs. The basket will wait for him there. Do note that I will do this once tonight and never again. Alright, hold on. Mystic Graffiti again. Dare not try, Sentinel. I will peel your flesh until only your bones are left. Left bones, none beef. Oh, Kula's been added to the thinking panel. It happened last night. I was walking with Kula when suddenly we saw someone run down the stairs from the platform that leads to the tower. I could not see who that was, but they were carrying a sack with something. Santa! She was wise to send you to report this. Find a partner. Alright. That's the guy's answer to everything, huh? Get 2 spears and stand guard near the tower. If the dweller or someone in league with it can enter our village, then we must be aware. Be aware. There's something strange going on here, but I am sure these extra guarding duties are an overreaction. Nevertheless, we will have to go along with it. Tomorrow we march to the tower and the dweller will scare your village no more. Okay, there's no longer scrolls to the one side. Everybody's favorite. This life is more worthy of a prince, and now I have some sweet honey to enjoy with this sweet juice. And tonight I will be with you at last, my golden-haired beauty. So he stole something from the Guardian of Women to try and, like, force her to cooperate with him. But he also, I think, is the one talking to Sahelia, who has, like, agreed to try and help her out when she feels, like, outcast or whatever. Not sure if that's sincere or not. So like I said, how many different 5-digit combinations could there be? 10 moments later, I looked it up. The answer is 100,000. I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot. Apparently it's 100,000, which is a lot. Not, like, actually a lot going on here. Okay, the lake. There's fish at the lake, unbelievably. I'm unclear as to how much the fish details matter. Yes, first he asked us to bring him all the shiny playstones of children. That was weird. Now he is demanding fruit juice from me. He is a difficult sentinel to please. That traitor Tissa. He and Kula have been thick as thieves in all the last votes. Just this, and then one more basket of gifts to deliver to the sentinel, and I am done. I hope that little Nat enjoys what I give him. Tee-hee. That's interesting. Does anyone remember from like 6 hours ago if the rules from the previous vote scene indicated that the Sentinel votes? I don't think so, because we didn't really learn about the Sentinel until we like got to the end, right? But like now it seems like the Sentinel has a vote on the council. When like that's not exactly how the rules worked before. Okay, he's got, like, a tablet, and it's a clue that I wrote in my copybook. Gives to deliver from each guardian. Juice, honey, tasty fish, lots of eggs. Okay. Okay. Oh, access to... What? What's happening here? Someone took the seeds out of a bunch of alien fruit? We've got another clue. Red gourd, very bitter, cures stomach ache. Spotted gourd, seeds are good for insomnia, if someone needs to be sedated. Yellow short gourd, flesh tastes bad, but seeds work well as a sweet spice for drinks. I think this is a line of dialogue from that cannibal book that Zacula mentioned earlier. Local fish of the lake. Red snapper. Vicious. Flesh eater. Will tear anything apart in minutes. Tasty. Green snapper. Harmless. Tastes like dung. Tasty. I have all the clue words. So by the second time, dude has already decreased someone's life force. And that doesn't change by the end. Do I have everything. I don't know what show known information does. Should I be afraid to click this? Do I think that this is the game doing a spoiler, or is it gonna, like, show me something it doesn't want me to solve? What do you think, chat? Weeks before the murder, blank became indebted to blank. Hours before the murder, blank became indebted to blank. Chronological order. Which guardian planned to send which gift? Are you clowning me? Someone put blank in the blank that was brought to, okay. I actually think I may be required to open that tab for the reason that I'm pretty sure that at least here, I'm meant to put the name of, like, Tissa Vagila or whatever. And the only place I could get that name, given the information available, would be to access known information. Thoughts? Like, literally, there's, like, a bunch of potential name slots, and I literally only have Sahelia Een and Tower Dweller. Half-eaten fish. What is the fish half-eaten? Turn jug of juice. Red X's, red triangles. The night immediately before the murder, someone managed to blank the blank of an blank.
General Skunkape.
Could be. Could be that someone blanked General Skunkape. Chronological order. Which guardian planned to send which gift? I mean... How do you expect a guy like me to know the answer to a question like that? That's just disrespectful to even ask me that. So first is the vote at 1330. During which the two women vote against, and the sentinel, along with the agriculture guy and the male guardian, vote for. Is that useful? There's so many... Okay, I will say this. I'm overall pretty happy with the level of difficulty that is presented by the challenges in this DLC. Like, particularly being the last one, I think that this is, like, an acceptable level of difficulty. I will say that I am unhappy with the fact that, like, part of the difficulty is like fidgeting around with the controls of like these different scenes that don't flow nicely together, and then also toggling through multiple time periods. And then like part of the difficulty is just remembering like which place you have to go to consult something. Like that's not ideal. It's not like a deal breaker, but like this could absolutely be improved. Overnight guy is late. Oh no, Zacula. Is this the same guy who had been super punctual before? Or is it like a different guy? And someone agreed to help me out. Solve this problem once and for all. Do not do it. No one can make you do something that goes against your nature. Same guy. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to click the show known information button because I think it contains the names of like several people we established last time, and I think it's important to be able to fill them in here. I am correct. So what I'm gonna say is weeks before the murder. Kula Sterna became indebted to Tissa hours before the murder. So we're saying that 2 is hours before the murder. I don't know what to do with them. Always follow your mom. I don't know what the deal with this room is like at all. Thanks for stopping by, Keen. Enjoy the rest of your night and your weekend. Really appreciate you being here. One, 2, 3, 4, 6. Is that relevant? Three, 1, 2, 4, 6. Someone write this down. 3, 1, 2, 4, 6. I don't know if that's relevant. Now you know what, I'll do it. 1, 2, 4, 6. I'm thinking like it's really unclear to me what the screen is for, but the fact that like digits that could be a combination to that room are all lined up in the midst of like these randomly assorted urns makes me think that that's like the combination. I don't know what to do with that, but like something. Glad you finally agreed to cooperate. I understand that you want to be concealed. Do not worry. I have done as you instructed. The Ian family name will not be tarnished. No, wait a minute. The person that she found to work with was Kula. This is a classic case of the Golden Idol conundrum, where like I feel like I understand what this scroll is trying to convey, but the wording of it makes it needlessly more difficult to fill in. Like, indebted is, like, hard, not the word I would use to describe the two relationships that we're trying to describe here. This down here is definitely Pisagamini. So, I have, like, a bunch of questions, because this is super hard and confusing. So, we're on hours before the murder. At this point, the Tower Dweller has already drained someone's life force. But I don't know who, when, where, or why. I don't feel as though I have any clues to that. Do I? I don't know what the deal with this honey is. Trader Tissa. He and Kula have been thick as thieves. Just this and one more basket of gifts to deliver to the sentinel, and I am done. So that implies that the order of operations is fish gift second to last. And do you think I would be crazy to assume that this list is the order in which the gifts are to be given? And that the real question is who was doing it? I mean, I think we can say that Verlis Mongo planned to deliver fish basket, and I think in this same time frame. God, I wonder what the second game is like. If it builds like on this level of difficulty or does something else. This here. Tell Mongo to come to my hut for your eggs. The basket will wait for him there. Do note that I will do this once tonight and never again. Tell Mongo to come to my hut for your eggs. See, this is like another like needlessly confusing, because it's like, who was planning on delivering what? It's like if Kula is supposed to give the eggs, but they end up somewhere and like Mongo picks them up, then when a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, who was planning to deliver that and at what point in the process? It sounds like eggs last, though. Let's go back to the lake. First, he asked us to bring all the shiny playstones of the children. Now he's demanding fruit juice from me. So the fruit juice comes from this guy, whose name I definitely remember, because it's Kruplu Zarna. And it definitely seems to be second. So that's good. Jeez. Eggs. Shiny stones. Shiny stones. Precious stones. Gift bones, sedative, lake, flesh. Gift of flesh. Is honey a gift? It doesn't seem like it is described as such. Huh, that's weird. That's a little weird. I would say who they are from, not who delivered them. That's probably sound advice, but can we just agree that, like, this feels like a trap? It feels like this is phrased this way as a trap. Like, it definitely doesn't feel like this is framed in such a way that it wants you to solve it. It feels like it is framed in a way that, like, wants you to get it wrong. Gifts to deliver from each guardian. So I guess the comment the other guy is making isn't about the gifts. It's saying that, like, generally he just sort of he just wanted all of the precious gems that these people didn't really care about. And then he gave us this list, and that's the thing now. And the list contains he should give juice. And juice is maybe first? No, wait, no. He has honey already, right? Hold on. Go to his room. No, that's not honey. He's drinking one of these. Which is... big clay jugs filled with some liquid. Let me return to the present. No, not that. Juice. So he's already got juice. Juice is the liquid, not honey. So if we return to the midpoint, I mean, he's kind of got both, yeah? So, like, this comment of, now he's demanding fruit juice from me. I think I'm going to choose to interpret this from, like, he's currently mad because he just had to do it. So then, honey would come from... Let's just do the most basic version of this possible. So the eggs were attributed to Kula sterna. So if each guardian is giving something, that leaves the guardian of children to do the honey. I'm not entirely sure why. Okay, so that's wrong. The immediate question is, like, is it wrong because of time order, attributed person, or both? The answer seems... well... I think either one could technically account for more than two being wrong. Someone put blank in the blank that was brought to Tissa. Okay, hold on. Going back to the present. That's a greenie, huh? It's a greenie guy. Yeah, the green's not dangerous. So why do you become skeleton? I think these are supposed to be like seeds in the honey. What time frame had that nonsense? This one. And the things that the seeds can do are... sweet spice for drinks, yellow gourd. No, that's not it. They look... the things in the honey look like the green one. The spotted gourd. Good for insomnia or someone needs to be sedated. So they knocked him out and then dunked him in the lake, and the fish licked his bones clean. And then they put him back? Is my best immediate theory? Return to the present now. Okay, I mean, if you insist. Took the long way. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. I don't know if the game feels good about that. So someone put... sedative, I suppose. This is real. The
My
new
water's
interface
dried
is...
up.
Wetware's dried up, huh? The hell just happened? Oh, it's Agula. Are you not familiar with the Code Lyoko's game? I added this on April Fool's Day a while back. I was playing a roguelike, and every time someone redeemed an alert I set up, it would automatically trigger that to happen, and I would restart the stream. In the TV show Code Lyoko, there is like a mechanic that exists where basically like these like middle school kids unearth a supercomputer that has like a sentient evil virus in it, and he's like trying to conquer the world by like manipulating technology in like a clearly like fantasy way, but one of the tools that the like heroes are able to use to like stop him from ruining the world is the return to the past function, where if they like initiate a sequence in that same supercomputer, they rewind time for like up to 24 hours. So like as long as people don't die, like all like physical damage and like memory like resets, except for people who are like encoded into the supercomputer's like fictional world. So like they do this thing where like they enter a sequence, hit go, and then like a big flash like envelops the entire world, and then it's like this morning. So someone put sedative in the honey that was brought to that guy, right? Right before the murder, someone managed to blank the blank of Anne blank. Anne blank. That's important. That doesn't leave many options. That's either an ancient something. Managed to... It's probably like ancient, like burial urn or something, huh? An ancient... Or an idol... Yeah, I really think or an afraid, I guess. That doesn't seem like that fits very good. I'm glad people like that. That, like, it's still one of my favorite streams I ever did was the Return to the Past Slay the Spire. Managed to blank. They managed to deliver, preserve, steal? I don't think it's sedated based on the context. The next morning, the villagers found the skeleton of the dead. Sentinel. The dead. Probably just wants the guy's name, huh? Became really afraid of Tower Dweller? Is that right? Hold on, let me return to the future. What's the vibe in here? Not possible. We knocked on the door and there was no response. We became worried, so we forced it open. The room was empty but for the skeleton, and then you showed up. We've been punished by the Tower Dweller. It's revenge. We're in here. Didn't notice it fly away. Boy does not look kindly. Yeah, I'm gonna say that they became afraid of the Tower Dweller. Back but driving home. I hope you had a good family dinner, Katana. I forget exactly when you dipped out. We've made some progress. We're on another extremely convoluted caper. Blank wanted to blank the blank, and so accessed the blank's lodge using a blank, and killed blank who had been blank with blank. Afterwards, the murderer blanked a blank blank. No, the murderer blanked blank a blank. Gray words are like prepositions. So the murder, like, disappeared through a window or something. Boy, that's gonna be tough. That's a tough one. That's a big ask. Weeks before the murder, Kula Sterna became indebted to Tissa Gamini. I stand by that for now, but that might not be what the game wants there. Hours before the murder, blank became indebted to blank. Hours before. Ugh. There's so much. It's merely like the time pressure of being on the stream that makes this feel a little more stressful. Like, generally, I think the vibes of a puzzle like this are spectacular. As daunting as it may be. I know that's like the middle bit of the big puzzle. Okay, so bear with me here. This urn screen is very confusing. Like I said, I think it maybe hints at a combination. I don't know why that information is like relevant to me. But also take a look at this. The number 4, the square. It's like a kimbo. The jar is a jar, if you catch my drift. So, like, let's look at other points in time and see if that is consistent. Not a jar. At the earliest point in time available to us, not tilted. But then presumably tilted. What does that tell me? Oh. Oh. My assumption wasn't correct. The piranhas, well, it's not that they like dipped him in the lake and the piranhas ate him. It's possible they dipped him in the lake and just left him to die or something. But someone took an old sentinel's remains and posed them as the new sentinel and probably just like killed the new guy because they don't like his steez. Using A. Blank wanted to blank the blank. Is there a kill word? Is there a power word kill? Wanted to hid, wanted to deliver. So access the blank's lodge using a blank. What do we think the lodge is? The sentinel's like residence? Still not totally sure what the golden idol is doing here. It's not doing nothing. Hours before the murder. But hours before the murder, this has already happened. Sahila, I'm glad that you've finally agreed to cooperate. I understand that you want to be concealed. Do not worry. I have done as you instructed. The Ean family name will not be tarnished. So hear me out. What would tarnish the Ean family name? I mean, one, it could simply be someone finding out about their scheme, right? Like, that's a possibility. But what if the thing that could tarnish the Ean family name was like disrespecting their family's like buried remains? So what if the instruction here is for Karna or whatever her name is to target some family who had a sentinel that wasn't an Ean? Does that sound plausible? I think it's plausible. This guy. This guy. Period flesh till only bones are left. Okay. This is something I could have brute forced before. But I think the problem here is simply a matter of perspective. No. Okay, still doesn't like that. Weeks before the murder. Weeks before the murder. So I feel like the weeks before the murder thing is implying the connection between... Wait a minute. Oh man, switching these names around gets me every time. It does such random garbage. I feel like it's alluding to the connection between Tissa, who like has Kula's promise. No, wait. It's the other way, isn't it? I need to go to 1. Down back to 0. The note. You gave me your word. I have your promise cube half. You gave me your word. I don't know. I said it before, but like I feel like the issue with this is just like this isn't how I would write this sentence. Again, it feels like this sentence is phrased in such a way to make this like more difficult, which, you know, it's their purview, right? It seemed to me that the prince wanted her. She didn't want to go, so she killed him. That's not my interpretation. So, like, the agreement that she made with Tissa is over her. I don't know who her is. Wait. I've been reading this backwards. I made the assumption, I think incorrectly, that Tissa the Sentinel had tried to, like, coerce Kurla or whatever, this lady, to vote against Momgo because he just hates his guts. But I overlooked something important. She has half a cube. He has 1.5 cubes. So that means he took the promise cube and sent her this note. This note is from him. He wants her. And he agreed to vote the way she wanted. Up until this point, when I think this guy, Tissa, decided to change his mind because he was instigated by Kara, whatever his name is. It seems like it's over the blonde girl. I don't know, like, why. I don't know that we know anything about, like, the culture where, like, the guardian of the women would have to, like, approve a relationship or something. Like, I'm not entirely sure on the context of that. So, the interpretation then is that weeks before the murder, Kula became indebted to Tissa by nature of giving him her promise cube, and he did what she had asked. So she was supposed to make good on that promise. Hours before the murder, is it simply like, I'm a little unclear on, like, the exact nature of the scheme and the timing? That's weird. That's weird. I don't know what that I don't know what that means. Right before the murder, someone managed to blank the blank of Anne blank. Managed to steal the bones of an ancient sentinel. Correct? Correct. Okay. So I understand the jar screen now. I think I probably have all the relevant information from that screen among all time frames. Probably. Chronological order. Which guardian planned to give which gift? I know I'm jumping around, but just can't figure it out. So, is anyone planning on doing a gift on time frame 1? Do not do it. Follow your heart. I don't know how horrible it is when all the women in the village hate you. Woman invents new lies about me every day. I cannot take it. And someone who's agreed to help me out and solve the problem. So that's weird. So she hates Kula, right? She's not down with Kula. So is my initial impression correct that the person who wants to work with her, like, if she's saying this to the Blade Master, it's not the Blade Master, which is like one of the things that sounded plausible. So that kind of means that, like, she's down for cooperating with Tissa. I just, like, I'm unclear as to, like, what sway Kula has over the situation. This is a doozy, man.
Shoko Nadami.
Right? After a certain point, the names in any case from the case of the Golden Idol just start sounding like syllables, for sure. Gifts to deliver from each guardian. Juice and honey have already happened. Fish and eggs have not. That's at point 2. At point 2, they're already talking about, like, he's getting the fish, and he's supposed to get the eggs later. For the sake of argument, I'm going to remove Kula Sterna here and copy Verlis Momgo here, because there is an implication that he did both of the last ones. Again, I feel like it's phrased in a certain way to, like, make it more difficult. Tell Momgo to come to my hut for your eggs. The basket will wait for him there. Do note that I will do this once tonight and never again. So I guess it seems like she's the one doing the favor, yeah? Huh. Blank wanted to blank the blank. So accessed the blank's lodge using a blank. Using a blank. Using a blank. Using a blank? I don't know about all that. Flesh eggs. Organize some words. It's Cotillions' favorite thing to do when I don't know what's happening, which is all of the time. Oh, that actually works really nicely. That's surprisingly satisfying. I mean, just look at that. Look at how good that is. Flesh, eggs, protean hull. No, it's too soon. Got banned and then unbanned and then banned again. Afterwards, the murderer blanked. Blank a blank. But they said... Oh, there's so many things to figure out. Tell Mongo to come to my hut for your eggs. Basket will wait for him there. Mongo delivering eggs. It sounds like Momgo is delivering the eggs, man. I don't know what to tell you. Who's delivering the honey? There's like a whole... This. What's this? What's the deal here? Do you think? Why is there just like a whole hotspot for like looking at some beeswax? What does that tell me? Well, hang on. The weirdest thing here is this bag. Where are we? We're day 2? Where does the bag start? God, the navigation arrows just absolutely suck. They're so frequently, like, not where I want them to be. It makes me irrationally mad, like, all the time. Where does the bag start? Unknown? Then it can't be important, can it? But then why is it here at all? Model of the Guardians. Protect the weak. Listen, plan, organize. Diligent shall have full bellies. Always preserve the ancient practice. So there's a thing somewhere that says, like, follow your motto or whatever. I feel like the only ones that could be relevant are the female's guardian, which is listen, plan, organize, or the children guardian, which is preserve the ancient practice. Is this relevant? Year 324? Number of females, males, and children? So control is clear to me. Not to fear of our lives. It's so interesting how it feels like there should be more important information in this scene, and I don't know. Organize. Why does it say organize SE? Because this is not an American-produced game. Organize with an S is like a European way to spell organize. It also uses my favorite, armour. Thought it was a clue. Nah, sorry. Just language. Just a cultural difference. God, I feel so stupid. Oh, I haven't looked at this one in a while. Wait a minute. Missed something. Her promise cube. What time frame am I in? The present? Nah. Who has the other half of her idiot cube? This lady, for some reason. Is that right? Yeah, that's weird. Okay, I think I understand that scroll now. What is your name, hair lady? Lavumata. So Sahili became indebted to Lavumata by nature of the cube. This whole thing is simply about the cube transactions and nothing more. But we sort of know the stakes of the first half. What is going on in the second half? So she claims in this moment that she's just like clueless, that she doesn't know what's going on. Ooh! Her necklace! Her necklace is the combination of that room! Oh, I'm stupid! How would I have missed that for a really long time? Where else do we see the necklace? Day 1? I think we only see it twice. Line, triangle, circle. Is that what I have? Wait, what was the thing? 3, 1. It's not what I have. Okay. So that my conclusion was a red herring. Okay, go outside. Go up. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I wish, like, what I want, what I need this apparatus needs to be on every screen. It has to be on all of them, all the time. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Like, the navigation of this would be so much, like, it wouldn't be perfect, because I still think that, like, the arrows are in weird places to get out of scene sometimes. But, like, I super duper should be able to switch time frames, like, immediately. So, day 1 in here, look at Hair Lady, has the necklace. So, what does that actually tell us? Access the Blank's Lodge using... Is necklace a yellow word? No. Unhelpful. Okay. What does that tell me? Like, it tells me something. It tells me that the guardian of children is the guardian of the ancient practices. So she knows the password to that weird locked room. And Sahelia became indebted to her because she needed that combination to get in the room. What does that room actually specifically do for her? Always follow your motto. What is Sahelia's dealia? Like, she's not a guardian, so, like, what's her motto? What a fascinating clue. What, like, difficulty extreme. Yikes. Dare not try. Oh! Oh! It's that room displays the graffiti. It chooses what the graffiti is. So she needed to get in there to make this threat to set the stage to kill the guy and make it look like it was a threat from the tower dweller by making it be by being like, oh, I'll make you a skeleton, and then like replace the guy with a skeleton, and then everyone's like, ah, crap, the tower dweller turned him into a skeleton. What's this word? Wanted to preserve the ancient traditions. Could that possibly be that sentence? It'd be so strange. Healy wanted to preserve the ancient practice? Is that what the thing says? Go back to day 1. Yeah, ancient practice. That feels deliberate. And so access to the Blank's Lodge. What do we think that is called? Like, whose lodge is that? These half and half blanks are gross. So, like, we've seen them before, but not very often. If it's unclear, what these signify is that the half and half blank can be either a brown or a yellow word. Ooh, family dinner was a prime rib cotillion. Nice. I hope it was good. Nice. By the way, the random 33-minute reminder I have set up in chat instructs you to go check out Slime and the Ice Machine on Steam and wishlist it and download the demo if you haven't already done these things. Did everyone like my 9-minute reminder that was going on during the 1-hour stream? Because I was like, this seems like a good way to maximize the number of times this displays without overwhelming people. Psycho says, I would kill for a coffee shop to be open late near my house. That would be a nice thing to have. What's funny is, like, the town that I live basically next to has, like, a Dunkin' Donuts on either end, and, like, one is open 24 hours, and the other closes really early. And the one that closes early is the one that's, like, close to that card game shop that, like, I will eventually go back to and probably have a bad time, like I did the last time. But, like, I don't know. Even though I don't drink coffee, I'm sort of like, it'd be nice if I could just, like, in that same, like, park where that store is at, if I could just, like, have a donut on the drive home or something. This feels right. Preserve the ancient practice. And killed blank, who had been sedated with Sedated with brown or yellow? Sedated with... honey? Or sedative? What an obnoxious sentence this would be, wouldn't it? Like, it would be really hard for you to argue that this was incorrect, but it would also make you seem like an absolute buffoon. Killed someone who had been sedated with sedative. Like, I mean, not technically incorrect. Sedated with flesh. What kind of creature do you think got dead? The Lakes... Ooh, the Lakes Lodge. Is that possible? That's interesting. Hold on. But the lodge is like on the opposite side of the lake, isn't it? Unless... Oh. See, I was thinking of the lodge as this. Because it seems like that's what she was indebted to get access to. But maybe you're right. The lodge was maybe to get the sedative? Access the Lakes Lodge using a... yeah, gift maybe? Like, gift is so vague it could maybe work, but like, why? Why do you need special access to this, though? Is what I don't get. Like, this doesn't... Like... My gut still says that we're talking about this building for the reason that, like, you need to get access to here. It's, like, very clear that this door is immovable. But, like, what? I mean, you could also say access this lodge using a gift. But, like, what word? Like, the thing is, like, I'm thinking it could be Sentinel's Lodge. But it's not really the Sentinel's Lodge, is it? What did the graffiti say in the last one? Does anyone remember? It was like 9 hours ago. Does anyone remember the last 9 hours of their lives? Could be, no, it's probably not the Ancient Sentinel. Sentinel, Juice Sentinel, Door Sentinel, Basket. This, like, using is really confusing. It's, like, really unclear what that would be. I do feel like we're killing Tissa, though. Do we know that a second person died? Am I blanking on that again? Like I did with, like, the servant girl yesterday? I mean, I am pretty sure that Tissa Gamini was sedated with sedative. Because everyone, like, hates him and they wanted to, like, make everyone afraid of the tower dweller. Afterwards, the murderer blanked through... Oh, yeah, I have to figure out how the murderer escaped, too. God, there's so much going on. It could be using a window. But someone says that they, like, didn't see someone... I did not notice it fly away while you were forcing down the door. Could it still be here? We knocked on the door and there was no response. We became worried, so Zabiri and I forced it open. The room was empty but for the skeleton, then everyone else arrived. Into or through? Okay. Bear with me. I have a theory. I think that the murderer hid in a basket. And I think that this is supposed to be a clue that this lady gifted the honey for some reason. Because that bag, like, basically only appears there at the end and here. And, like, I haven't sorted this garbage out. But I had suspicions that because each guardian was supposed to do something, that, like, Lavu Mata was responsible for the honey. I think the game does want you to draw that conclusion. Is there some way to determine if he got juice or honey first? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like they're kind of like concurrent. So you would have to like guess and check. This is not the earliest point, but I think I'm right about that though. I think the notion is that like she hid in that basket and then like just shows up and was like, "Whoa, dudes, like how's it hanging? Did I miss something exciting?" Just like comes out of the basket or something. It's like a little silly, but like they deliberately say that like no one left and no one could have gone through the front door. So it feels like that's the conclusion, right? I mean, it could be something more complicated, but like at this point, I don't think that's what we're doing. To preserve ancient practice, access the Sentinel's Lodge using a blank. Oh, wait a minute. We're not talking about that at all. It is the Sentinel's Lodge. We're just saying that person went in and made him dead, right? So what did they use to get into this room? Is it basket again? Is there something that hints at that? What's this shenanigans? I understand that you want to be concealed. You've done as you instruct. This is still unclear to me. As a gift. Could be. I mean, it seems almost interchangeable between basket in that case in my mind, but I could see making a distinction. Yeah, like because the gifts come in baskets, I can like to me that feels interchangeable, but maybe it's not. Not that we're at a point that we're like narrowing down the one word or whatever. Like it could be gift. Kind of feels like basket. Oh. Basket? Okay, doesn't like that. But so the thing is that if that's true, it's not Sahelia-Ean is the thing. That if I'm understanding what it's driving at, and this actually makes sense because then Lavu Mata wants to preserve the ancient practice because Lavu Mata is the guardian of children, right? So like that's her whole thing. So she accessed the Sentinel's Lodge using a basket and killed Tissa, who had been sedated. I mean, like, I could put in honey, but again, I feel like sedated with sedative. It's really hard for you to argue that that's... Yeah, okay. If I may have a moment, you literally can't tell me that that sentence is wrong. I understand it's not the sentence that you want, but you can't tell me that they weren't sedated with sedative, because that's just grammatically and factually correct. There is no two ways around that. The game insists it's honey, which is funny because now no, I guess I'm down to 1 to 2. No, that has to be exactly 2 words wrong. So this, hold on, the game is lagging. These are hybrid spots, aren't they? Okay, I understand. So the villagers found the skeleton not of the dead dude, but of the ancient skeleton, or the ancient sentinel. Lavu Mata promised Sahelia that she would hide in the basket to speak to the prince at night and convince him to leave Sahelia alone. Instead, Lavu killed the sedated prince and threw his body into the lake for the fish to eat. Then she placed the stolen skeleton in his bed and hid in the basket again. Once the body was found, more incredulous villagers arrived on the scene. She climbed out and joined everyone. Okay, so I nailed all the points, like the big points. I still don't technically have this. I don't think this actually matters all that much. I mean, for one, I think that in order to like resolve this, it probably wants Kula Sterna. I mean, is there... Hold on a second. Go to 2. The baskets aren't here at 2. Well, these baskets aren't here. The baskets that are added are the one that she's in and the fish. What does that tell me? What does that tell me? Where are the eggs at? Did the eggs, like, not happen? Hey, wait, what's the deal with the rat, by the way? Does the rat matter, like, at all? Interesting that you did it screen without finishing all the scrolls. I think I did that once before. It's pretty rare, but also, like, so, like, if I can be totally candid with you, like, I think I get why this scroll is here, in that it wants you, like, this, I think, is supposed to be a clue to help you figure out that Lavu Mata hid in a basket, whereas I kind of deduced that from the principles of, like, ostensibly there were only 3 ways to, like, escape the room, and, like, the dialogue sort of rules out 2 of them, as long, like, if you are willing to take that at face value. To me, this is not an extremely valuable clue, but, like, also your mileage may vary. You may have, like, a different, you know, experience. Someone spilled juice on the rat. That's interesting. You're probably not wrong that is, like, the implication. It's such an odd detail, though. Doesn't feel to me like that's gonna get me there. But I was even right that they, like, threw his body in the lake. They just never retrieved it. They just used a different skeleton because they just wanted control over, like, finding the body and whatever. What's also weird is that, like, it is implied that the Tower Dweller did use magic, and that doesn't factor into the story, like, at all. Like, I don't know why that detail is there. That seems super weird. That's interesting. So wait, in the end, are we saying that it is Burles Momgo on the bottom one, and it just wanted me to change the order of juice and honey for, like, reasons I can't figure out? Let me try that. Burles. No, not Burles fish. Give me. Okay, that's weird. Wait, if that's true... What? How are 2 or fewer slots in Perkins? The only other name that... Like, the only name that could be wrong is Kula, right? Because there's, like, a discussion where, like, Verlis delivers the eggs that she was supposed to, like, collect or whatever. Like, I'm fine with Kruplu giving the juice first. Like, I'm really not sure how I'm supposed to know that. Like, it really feels like the first 2 are, like, indistinguishable from what I'm able to gather. So you don't see any until time frame 2, at which point he already has all the gems and juice and honey. So, like, there's no point that, like, makes it clear whether juice or honey comes first. If it's the same person, maybe the order of fish and eggs is off. There's like 2 reasons I don't think that's true, but I'm gonna try it anyway. So for one, I think if we put the name in, it implies that there is more wrong than there was before. So like even then switching fish and eggs wouldn't do it. But also just the nature of... Okay. That is demanding. No, it just... There's not... To me, there's not a clear indication of what order the first 2 happen in. But then also... this conversation here. Tell Momgo to come to my hut for your eggs. The basket will wait for him there. But, like, Momgo is, like, already currently getting fish, and he says, just this, and then 1 more basket of gifts to deliver to the sentinel. So, even though it's, like, subtle, this suggests to me that, like, even though this order doesn't matter, the game insists that there is an order, and it should be fish and then eggs. Also, this does imply that, like, juice and honey are done by the time that he is doing this, but again, I am not aware of anything that makes it clear which comes first, juice or honey. It's probably out there, but I truly cannot figure out what it is. Like, this is probably brute forceable, but, like, I just don't understand why this wouldn't be correct. Like, even if we did this... That is weird, though, right? I kind of forgot that these yellow ones were yellow-brown. What's that about? What individual brown word could I possibly use? I think what this is indicating... Before I change that... That's weird. Cooler. No, okay. That does suggest that exactly 1 word is wrong. By putting the wrong name here, as long as 1 of these is correct, it still says that 2 or less are wrong. So 1 of the yellow words is wrong. In chronological order, which guardian planned to send which gift? What's the trick here? Exactly was right. Maybe the pairs are just connected somehow. Elaborate. Oh, you're referring to cotillion, I think. If same person, maybe the order of fish and eggs is off. Swap Kula and Verla. But, like, so Verlis is definitely delivering fish. So in order to swap these 2, it means moving 6 things around. There's no way that I would be getting a 2 or fewer notice if that was true. Maybe Kula is delivering Lavu. I mean, it could be something like that, is my thought. Is that the interpretation of... I'm so annoyed. My computer keeps getting hung up on playing games that aren't even, like, graphically intense, and I don't know why. I'm still a little wonky about, like, what this arrangement is, exactly. The basket will wait for him there. do this once tonight. But then, like, it's also weird because if Sahelia Ian isn't doing the murder, then how does she become indebted to Lavu? Oh, because she's the person who will help deal with Tissa? Okay. I'm inclined to try this. It's a little wonky. Is it? That's a weird response, video game. What does that tell me? I think that tells me that that is exactly the thing that's wrong. So what did Kula plan to deliver? What did Kula plan to deliver? I'm a little annoyed that this doesn't, like, factor more into the scroll. Like, it's important, I think, to understanding what's going on, but it feels like it should be represented in the plan. What's going on here? Happened last night. I was walking with Kula when suddenly we saw someone run down the stairs from the platform that leads to the tower. I could not see who that was. They were carrying a sack with something. It was bones. They got bones. Just wanted us to report this. Find a partner, get 2 spears, guard the tower. If the dweller or someone in league with it, enter the village. Something strange going on here, but I'm sure these extra guarding duties are an overreaction. Nevertheless, we'll have to go along with it. Tomorrow we march to the tower, and the dweller will scare your village no more. Don't think that's relevant. To deliver bones, you say? Yeah. I hadn't considered that because I wasn't really thinking of Kula as being in on the plan. But I guess, like, women, like, listen and plan and strategize or something. No. Still no. But I feel like that does... It's a fun noise. To deliver gift. To deliver flesh. Deliver door, idol, bones, sentinel, apprentice. Is it merely basket? That'd be really annoying. It's not, though. Deliver... sedative? There's something, like, really esoteric about this, and I do really want to understand it. Like, let me be clear. In this moment in time, I don't think I'm going to be satisfied with whatever the answer is, but I still want to know what it is. Okay, so Group Luzarno planned to deliver juice. He doesn't seem to be in on the plan. It seems like he's first. I think that's fine. Navumata planned to deliver honey. Well, I mean... Did she? I think this is the problem. I think it's actually... I think the names are correct, and there are 2 of these that are wrong. So Lava planned to deliver... We could say... I mean, I guess honey could technically be correct, is kind of the thing. But, like, what if instead we put it as sedative? Yeah, the fact that that didn't change either means the game interprets that as interchangeable or that that's correct. What if we put Lavu now? No. What's the blonde girl's name? It's Sahelia. It sounds like a planeswalker, so it throws me off. She hates her and she's gross, and it wasn't eggs at all. It does seem weird to me that, like, we highlight the grudge with Kula and it doesn't feel like it's relevant to the plot. Is it eggs? Good shout. Is it eggs now? God, I'm so not used to this interface at all. Show me eggs. No. Good shout, though. Could have just been eggs, and that it specifically wanted sedative highlighted. But actually, the fact that... Yeah, I mean, it seems like... we're circling the drain here. Like, I think it is these... Some combination of these two spots is wrong. Kula delivered Sahelia? But we know that's not true. We know that the lady who did the killing was Lavu. She planned to honor her bargain. So you are saying that... Well, no, the plan was for Lavu to be delivered via basket to talk the sentinel out of being a dick. That was the plan. But that wasn't... Like, Kula's not involved in that, right? This sentence is so confusing. Family name will not be tarnished. I'm going to come to my hut for your eggs. The basket and wait for him there. I will do this once tonight and never again. What is... I still don't, like, this must be important. I still don't really get this array, particularly because, like, she hates her guts. Like, why are they colluding on this? Oh, no, I get it. I see what you're saying. You're saying that Kula owes Tissa because of the cube. And there was a plan that's, like, basically not acknowledged by almost any information in the game of, like, illicit basket acts. And that's why the plan was... for Lavu to be sent in via basket. And Lavu was just like, screw this guy. So that's why it's... So then... Okay. I get it. I don't like it. Illicit Basket Acts is my Egyptian grunge band name. What is that? What's that like, Demolition? Can you send me like a Spotify link? I mean, good catch on your part, Sarah. For my liking, this isn't telegraphed enough for this, like, aberration in the system. This game irritates me, but it's fine. This game irritates me, but I mostly like it, is kind of how I feel. But, like, I definitely understand that vibe, Sarah. Like, So, like, here's the thing that this game does consistently, is that, like, it deliberately frames information that, like, even if you understand the whole scope of the story, you still might not understand the specific way that they want it implemented, which leads to something really frustrating where, like, literally, like, we've got, like, the whole framework of, like, the important story, right? Like, we solved that, like a half hour ago or something. But, like, I just wanted to, like, understand what thing the game thought that I was missing. And we got there, but, like, it's not, like, a satisfying missing puzzle piece because, like, that plan was already so secretive that, like, it just, like, doesn't seem important to understand what's going on. It's very unclear, but also grody, and I hated him as a character. I mean, like, he's deliberately been an awful character as long as we've known him. Like, he like, lost the test to be the rightful heir to his family's throne, and then, like, immediately killed his sister so that he could take the throne by default. And then, like, the second his dad died, he's like, I'm Raja, and everyone should treat me as important. But then they, like, wash up in this community where, like, they don't have, like, the mandate of heaven or whatever, and so, like, no one cares that he's, like, born to a Raja family. And then, like, the first opportunity he gets to, like, not have to work, like, not only does he jump on that, even though he's, like, he's, like, underqualified to be, like, guardian of the village, but then, like, additionally, he, like, immediately leverages position to, like, get everyone to do him favors that he doesn't deserve. So, like, even before we get into the, like, coercing, like, a woman to do stuff she doesn't want to do, like, he sucks pretty bad. And, like, I don't know. I feel like the clues that are given make sense in hindsight, but they, like, I need this conversation to be clearer. I think if this conversation is, like, 15% clearer, then the whole thing flows for me. But, like, without context, like, the sentence, like, barely means anything. It's, like, a bunch of words. And then, like, this response is, like, also really unhelpful. Because, like, it specifically implies that, like, everything is normal and, like, doesn't make it clear what alternative we're doing. And the other clues don't really make it clear in and of themselves what this arrangement is. Because, like, the only other thing I think that really hints at this is this conversation where she's like, this also is, like, really unclear. Like, I get that, like, they're not trying to tell me the story outright, that this is supposed to be difficult. But, like, just this phrasing sucks. Like, it's like, beyond obtuse. Like, you do not know how horrible it is when all the women in the village hate you. Kula invents new lies about me every day and I can't take it anymore. But I have found someone who has agreed to help me out and solve this problem once and for all. So, like, this first sentence actually feels like it has no meaning until you understand this, like, extremely excruciatingly minimal, like, plot point. And then, like, you know, he says, like, no one can make you do something you don't want to do. But, like, it feels like the important part of this is, like, I found someone who's agreed to help, and then you sort of figure out, like, oh, like, she's part of the murder, but she didn't do the murder, so she found the person to do the murder on her behalf, yada yada yada, lobster bisque. But, like, I just, this is my long-winded way of saying, like, this is kind of indicative of, like, a core problem with this game. It doesn't, like, ruin the game for me, but I do think that it bogs down what could otherwise be a more satisfying, like, puzzle solution experience. I don't know if you agree. I get the sense that chat kind of agrees with me that, like, most of these things that we've run into, I feel like we've had kind of a consensus that, like, the final puzzle piece hasn't been super cool. But, like, I still, like, I do legitimately think it's a good game. It just, like, choices are made deliberately on multiple occasions that I think drag it down. Like, with some fine-tuning, I think we'd be absolutely like S tier game. As it stands, we're like solid A. I don't know. It's really good. It is a good game. I'm inclined to gripe when like a puzzle like does stuff like this. It's very Blueprints where it's like, no, like I understand what's going on, and you're like just trying to be difficult. Like that's like not, to me that's a frustrating experience in a puzzle game, particularly like a logic-based puzzle game. A logic-based puzzle game shouldn't typically require you to guess basically anything. So like when the clues that exist are so obtuse that they basically don't present the information they're meant to present, to me that's really blurring the line on our goals. I think even before I went on that rant though, given like the level of difficulty that we're, no, hold on, before I do this, we've unlocked a plant cutscene. Your actions endangered our commune, Zubiri. I am sorry, but we have to isolate you. Uh-oh. Wait, what am I actually looking at? Did they put him in a honeypot that has one of those, like, sliding eye slit doors that are in all the, like, speakeasy movies? Oh no. Is that the white man coming to visit? I mean, he doesn't look extremely white, but he's got white man vibes. I don't know how to put this. That guy, he's got white man vibes. Less than amicable departure of two explorers. Anyway, what I was... Hold on. One more second. One, two, 3 more seconds. Okay. What I was getting at is this. I think even if I had like let that last puzzle bit go and we just sort of like had concluded the second of the Lemurian vampire DLC segments like right before midnight, like the rate this is going, like I think that last one's probably gonna be a real doozy, man. I don't think that's getting done in like an hour. That might be like a 2.5 hour one. I don't know. Like I know that these are supposed to be short, but like in my estimation, clearly this last one they like went all out and like the difficulty curve is real, which is like totally fine. But like I don't think I'm gonna like push to start this now, and I didn't feel good about doing that like a half hour ago. So like I think what we're gonna do is finish that last segment and then start the next game next Friday. Am I forgetting some reason that like the first weekend of June is a problem? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the only things on my docket now that we've resolved the Cerebral puzzle showcase are like have lunch with my mom tomorrow instead of today, and then go see the Backrooms on Tuesday, which is the day at which the local movie theater discounts tickets. What is the next game? The next game is the something else of the Golden Idol. There's another game in the series, and like I have been enjoying it, and it seems like chat is mostly enjoying it. So I kind of just want to like go through them in order and do all that. You're still gonna be out of town next Friday, Cotillion? Good to know. Have you heard good things about it? Honestly, the only thing I've really heard about Backrooms is that like it's doing super well financially because its budget is crazy low. But like I've wanted to see it for a while. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Like I'm not actually huge on the Backrooms concept, but like the trailer just looked good. And by good, I don't even necessarily mean that it looked like it was going to be a great movie, but it looked like something I would want to see, which is legally distinct. The secret Squirtle behind Christmas Cinnamoroll. Guess of theme is Christmas. An interesting suggestion. Sorry, new campaign next Friday. That is every Friday from 5 to 8. Oh, I see. Does that replace the sometimes Saturday one or whatever? No idea what to expect from the Backrooms. Feel like it'd be a 2-hour movie of basically an empty IKEA. I'd like... one of the things that seems interesting about it to me is it strikes me as like... It gives the impression that it's kind of like House of Leaves adjacent, the way it's presented in the trailer. And that idea is interesting to me, despite the fact that thus far I have refused to read House of Leaves. Another regular... Oh man, so you're stacked up on campaigns, huh, Katain? Well, power to you. At least you're not running this one. I don't know what House of Leaves is. So House of Leaves is like a book that, without trying to spoil too much, what I understand of House of Leaves is that it like really like literally puts weird stuff on the page. Like it's not written like a normal book. Like it starts like a normal book and then like unusual things happen in the plot of the book. And then like instead of like a page of written text, like imagine someone just writing like no in like a big spiral. And I don't think it's like literally that, but like I think it's stuff along those lines that are meant to demonstrate that like the weird happenings are like warping reality and like it's impossible to like say in words. Um so like like I've heard a little bit about it and it seems like something that's really interesting to me, but I also hate reading. And somehow the trailer for Backrooms gave me the vibe that that's like kind of
Did
what they were
someone
going
say,
for,
birthday?
which is really interesting.
Ole!
Birthday. Ole. The formatting of the pages often reflects what's happening in the book. Right, but it's not like prose. It's not. I mean, it might be both at the same time, but like the point is that like the weird stuff on the page is kind of expressing the sentiment in a way that like a normal book doesn't do. Is the sense I have. But like, I don't know. I'm interested in it. I've been doing a thing where like roughly once a month I've been going to like a random movie on a Tuesday because I don't have hobbies that have me interact with people and it gets me out of the house. And if I go on a Tuesday, then it's a discount. And I don't know, I've been having fun doing that. So it's like I think it's my third one of the year. I did Ready or Not 2, and then I did Over Your Dead Body, and now Backrooms. It's a low-key nightmare to actually read. That often feels actively hostile to the reader. Yeah, I feel like that's the vibe. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I've already got some guesses. Somewhere in the room around me, I've put a bunch of plush friends on display, as is tradition. Among them, I've hidden some number of Squirtles. They look like this. I forgot to put one in arm's reach, but I've been putting them in the basket that's right on the other side of the desk. So this is a Squirtle. You're looking for these guys. If you find one hidden among the others, that's an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. So I encourage you to look around and see if you can find one. And then I'm going to gather up all these guesses. And then we're going to find some Squirtles. I still have that password written in chat. I just deleted it. Okay, guesses. Behind Tree, behind Clarice, behind Pikachu. What's the first guess from Neko? Also guess from Pikachu. Cinnamoroll. Right, Cinnamoroll. Got it. Imagine if the theme is not Christmas and the Squirtle is only behind Carlos. I've thought about doing stuff like that before. Did I finally do it? I don't know. Okay, I think that's all the guesses I'm probably gonna get. So, let's start with Christmas tree. A little Christmas tree here on the table. Has a Squirtle friend. Is Charlie Brown a Christmas theme? Well, I mean, the Charlie Brown I have is supposed to be themed after Charlie Brown Christmas. So, there's that. That's why he's not wearing his iconic yellow zigzag shirt. It's because he's supposed to be dressed as he is in the Christmas special. But as people regularly point out, he looks a little off, man. Because you can't see his curly Q hair and you can't see his normal shirt. And because he's squishmallow shaped, he's just a little weird. What's the bird that hangs out with the dog? Is Woodstock. Woodstock is the bird that hangs out with the dog. Which really makes me think of there's a weird riddle in like an old Russian-made adventure game that I played a long time ago that kept crashing one of my computers. Where like in a prison cell you find just like written on like a brick like Who flies around wearing a rubber diving suit? And the answer was Batman, because it was like one of the worst localized things I think has ever happened. Okay, so other guesses. Cinnamoroll. I forgot I ran out of reasonable size Squirtles. Tiny Squirtle, Keychain Squirtle, uh, Pikachu, relatively tall Squirtle, Winking Squirtle. That sounds incredible. What's the name of the game? I don't remember at all. It wasn't good. I reached some point that I couldn't get past, I think because of like an actual glitch, and it kept crashing my computer. But like, that's what, like, that really stuck with me. Cause like, the thing that was really funny about that puzzle is that like, I can't explain why. Like, I think there was like a set number of letters that was like an answer to the puzzle, which like helped. But like, I didn't have to look it up. I knew that the answer was Batman. It doesn't make sense for the answer to be Batman, but I just knew it. And the fact that I was correct, I was like, I don't know what to make of that. Like, okay, there's also the guest of Clarice, who has the beanbag Squirtle. Still impressed my mom tracked this one down. I'll tell you a funny story about that sometime if you remind me. And then I actually forgot to put something behind Carlos, but he was supposed to have a Squirtle. It's been a long day, man. Oh, look, this Squirtle was there the whole time. Rubber diving suit isn't too far off, I guess, maybe. Like, that's kind of the thing, right? Is like, it's close enough that you can kind of tell what they're going for, but like, it's also wrong. It's also just wrong. So listen, the point is that the theme was Christmas, and it shouldn't surprise you because I'm been wearing an off-season Santa hat, and if you were here for the CPS stream, then you know that I did a big Christmas puzzle. It was a whole big deal. And I just listen, I don't know. Carlos wasn't supposed to be a gotcha, but it would be funny to do that. Is Carlos technically Christmas themed? No, but is he also Santa's red and white helper who is Clawsome? Yeah. Recently, I was toying with considering Carlos a wild card who can count for anything because all is crab. But really, I just wanted to put another red and white guy on the Christmas shelf, and I love Carlos, so he counts. I've decided. You don't make the rules, I make the rules, and the Squirtles make the rules. Gotta get the slime game to see what it's like with streamer mode off. I mean, like, you saw it with streamer mode off, or you might have. I started with streamer mode off. It was so funny. They were like really apologetic. They were like, "We're so sorry about the lewd content." I was like, "Listen, I started the stream with streamer mode off. Like, I wanted to showcase like the art you did. Is it explicit? Yeah, but like, it's the game. I don't know what to tell you. You made it. I'm fine with it, or I wouldn't have done it." That game's so fun. I'm glad you've been liking it, Demolition. I do seriously encourage everyone to check it out. Download that sweet demo. Definitely wishlist it to let them know that you're out there and that you care. Celebrating Christmas is the perfect end to the awful heat wave in the UK, and hopefully an omen of like ice cream to come. I'll see if I can like somehow work out the name of that game for you, Zacula. I really doubt I would play it on stream, mostly because it crashed that computer so many times, and it wasn't like a good game. It was bad. Oh, you were talking about everything's crap. That game is also pretty good. I haven't played it, but it looked good. And then like a couple people that I like follow were playing it, and I was like, I feel like it has enough depth to be like pretty good. If you guys are interested, that's something I would play on stream. Everything is Crab. Let me know if you're interested in seeing some Everything is Crab. It's a roguelike where you start as like a little blob and then you eat food to evolve and you like try to become some sort of creature that will like survive a sort of apocalypse. It's been described as like spore roguelike, which is reasonably accurate. So you lost? Nah, nobody lost. It's fine. So there's a Squirtle behind Pika. Yeah, definitely. It does have carcinization. I haven't actually seen anyone achieve it. Frankly, everyone seems to be avoiding it, which is so weird to me. If I was able to make like a full crab build, I would super be doing it. Look, there was even like Flareon's wearing a Santa hat. Okay, so like, there's like a Squirtle. There's like Squirtles everywhere. The Carlos omission was my fault, not anyone's fault, not Carlos's fault, not the Squirtle's plan to be there. I don't know. I need more small Squirtles somehow, even though I just got a bunch. I must have done something weird with one of them. I don't know. It's been an extremely long day. Forgive me. But thank you everyone for watching. Again, I can't stress enough how much I appreciate anyone who came out for the CPS stream. It was a really big deal for me, and I appreciate the support. But thank you just for showing up to any streams. Thank you for caring. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Until I do, take care of yourselves. And remember that someone just said birthday. I couldn't hear which one it was. It's the extremely long one. Also, you are Clausen.